እንደምን ዋላችሁ?
Hello everyone.
እግዚአብሔር በጣም ጥሩ የሙዚቃ መሳሪያዎችን ሰርቷል።
Oh, truly God made the really good
እና
instruments.
ከድምጽ በላይ ጥሩ መሳሪያ የለም።
And I don't think there's an instrument better than our voices.
እና ብዙ ጊዜ የግራሻ ስኳየሮችን መዝሙር ስዘምር በጣም ልቤ ይነካል።
Oh, when I listen to the praises of the Gracious Choir, I am always touched.
እንዴት እንደዚህ አይነት ሙዚቃ ሊሰሩ ይችላሉ?
How are they able to make such notes?
እና በጣም ይገርማል።
It moves me so
እና
much.
ሁሌ ጊዜ ከመስበኬ በፊት ግራሻ ስኳየሮች
And
ይዘምራሉ።
before I give my sermons, always the Gracious Choir sings.
እና በመዝሙራቸው ተሰምጬ ነው ከዛ ቃል
And I
ምሰከው።
fall into the music and then I begin my
ዛሬ
sermon.
ማቴዎስ ወንጌል ምዕራፍ 21 አነባለሁ።
Today we'll read from the words in Matthew chapter 21.
እባካችሁ ማቴዎስ ምዕራፍ
Please open
21
to
ክፈቱ።
Matthew chapter 21.
ከቁጥር 33 እስከ 46 እናነባለን።
We'll read from verses 33 through 46.
ካገኛችሁ ታነባለሁ።
If you found it, I will read.
ሌላ ምሳሌ ስሙ የወይን አትክልት የተከለ ባለቤት ሰው ነበር። ቅጥርም ቀጠረለት፣ መጥመቂያም ማሰለት፣ ግንብም ሰራና ለገበሬዎች አከራይቶ ወደ ሌላ ሀገር ሄደ።
Here another parable. There was a certain householder which planted a vineyard and hedged it round about, and digged a winepress in it, built a tower, and let it out to husbandmen, and went into a far country.
የሚያፈራበትም ጊዜ ሲቀርብ ፍሬውን ሊቀበሉ ባሮቹን ወደ ገበሬዎች ላከ።
And when the time of the fruit drew near, he sent his servants to the husbandmen that they might receive the fruits of it.
ገበሬዎቹ ባሮችን ይዘው አንዱን ደበደቡት፣ አንዱን ገደሉት፣ ሌላውን ወገሩት።
And the husbandmen took his servants and beat one and killed another and stoned another.
ደግሞ ከፊተኞች የሚበዙ ሌሎች ባሮችን ላከ፣ እንዲሁም አደረጉባቸው።
Again he sent other servants more than the first, and they did unto them likewise.
በኋላ ግን ልጄንስ ያፍሩታል ብለው ልጁን ላከባቸው።
But last of all he sent unto them his son, saying, They will reverence my son.
ገበሬዎቹ ግን ልጆቹ ባዩ ጊዜ እርስ በርሳቸው ወራሹ ይህ ነው፣ ኑ እንግደለውና እርሱን እናገኝ ተባባሉ።
But when the husbandmen saw the son, they said among themselves, This is the heir. Come, let us kill him, and let us seize on his inheritance.
ይዘውም ከወይኑ አትክልት አወጡና ገደሉት።
And they caught him and cast him out of the vineyard and slew him.
እንግዲህ የወይኑ አትክልት ጌታ በሚመጣ ጊዜ በእነዚህ ገበሬዎች ምን
When the Lord
ያደርግባቸዋል?
therefore of the vineyard cometh, what will he do unto those husbandmen?
እነርሱም ክፉዎችን በክፉ ያጠፋባቸዋል። የወይኑ አትክልት ፍሬውን በየጊዜው ሊያበድ ለሌሎች
They
ገበሬዎች
say
ይሰጠዋል
unto him,
አሉት።
He will miserably destroy those wicked men, and will let out his vineyard unto other husbandmen, which shall render him the fruits in their seasons.
ኢየሱስ እንግዲህ አላቸው፣ ግንበኞችን የናቁት ድንጋይ እርሱ የማዕዘን ራስ ሆነ። ይህም ከጌታ ዘንድ ሆነ፣ ለዓይኖቻችንም ድንቅ ነው። የሚለየው ከቶ በመጽሐፍ አላነበባችሁምን?
Jesus saith unto them, Did ye never read in the scriptures, the stone which the builders rejected, the same is become the head of the corner? This is the Lord's doing, and it is marvelous in our eyes.
ስለዚህ እላችኋለሁ የእግዚአብሔር መንግሥት ከእናንተ ትወሰዳለች፣ ፍሬዋንም ለሚያደርግ ሕዝብ ትሰጣለች።
Therefore I say unto you, the kingdom of God shall be taken from you, and given to a nation bringing forth the fruits thereof.
መጽሐፍ ቅዱስ ውስጥ ብዙ ጊዜ የማንረዳው ነገሮች አሉ።
And in the Bible, there are so many words that we cannot understand.
ከሁሉም በላይ ራሳችን የምናውቅ ይመስለናል፣ ግን ራሳችን ብዙ ጊዜ አናውቅም።
Because we think that we know ourselves better than anyone, but actually we don't know ourselves.
ለምሳሌ ሰው እኔ ይህንን ክፋት አላደርግም ብሎ ያስባሉ።
And so people do not imagine that they could do such evil.
ማረሚያ ቤት ለ10 ዓመታት አስተምሬ ነበረ ታራሚዎችን።
For 10 years, I went to the prisons and I educated the inmates there and spent time with them.
እና ለ10 ዓመታት በየጊዜው በየሰኞ ከማረሚያ
For
ቤት ጋር
10
ቆያለሁ።
years, every Monday afternoon, I spent my time in the prisons.
እና ታራሚዎች ናቸው፣ ግን እኔ እዚህ መሆን የለብኝም የሚሉ ሰዎች ሁሉም እንደዛ ብለው ነው የሚያስቡት።
Even though they are in the prisons, they do not think that they were people who are going to end up in prison.
እኛ መጽሐፍ ቅዱስን ስናነበና መንፈሳዊ ሕይወትን ስንጀምር
When we read the Bible and begin our spiritual life,
አብዛኛው ሰዎች ራሳቸውን በደንብ አያውቁም።
most people do not know themselves precisely.
እግዚአብሔር ለእስራኤል ሰዎች ከግብጽ ሲወጡ እንደዚህ አላቸው፣
God spoke to the people of Israel in the book of Exodus.
ቃሌን ሁሉ ከጠበቃችሁ
If you keep and do all my words,
ባረካችኋለሁ አለ።
you will be blessed, he said.
ግን ከሰው መካከል የእግዚአብሔርን ቃል የጠበቀ ማንም የለም።
Actually, among humans, there's not even one person who could keep all the words of God.
ግን በእግዚአብሔር ፊት እኛ ሁሉ እንጠብቃለን ብለው ተናገሩ።
But they answered to God, promising, we will keep them all.
ግን አንድም እንኳን ሳይቀር ሁሉም የእግዚአብሔርን ቃል ጣሱ።
However, every single one of them broke the laws of God,
ራሳችንን በደንብ ስለማናውቅ ነው።
meaning we do not know ourselves very well.
ማቴዎስ ወንጌል ምዕራፍ 21 ስለ ወይን ጠጅ ባለቤት እናውቃለን እናነባለን።
We read and know about the words of the husbandmen of the vineyard in Matthew 21.
ግን ስለ ራሳችን የሚናገር ቃል ነው።
But actually, this is a story about us.
አብዛኛው ጊዜ እንደዚህ ክፉ አይደለም ብሎ የሚናገሩ አሉ።
But most people think, no, I am not this evil.
ይህንን አብራርተን ትንሽ ራሳችንን ካየን
But once we look into these words of the Bible and discover ourselves,
መንፈሳዊ ህይወት መኖር በጣም ቀላል ነው። ሰላም ይኖራል።
from then on, spiritual life becomes very easy and comfortable.
አንድ ሴት አውቅ ነበረ።
There is this one lady that I know.
እና እቺ እህት በጣም መልካም ነበረች።
And this lady, she had a beautiful face.
የተማረች ሴት ነበረች። በጣም ጥሩ ሰው
And
ነበረች።
she was well-educated a person, and she was very well-rounded.
አንድ ቀን በመንደሯ ስታልፍ አንድ ወጣት ጋር ተገናኘች።
And one day, she was walking in her village, and she met a young man.
ይህ ሰው በጣም ታሞ ነበረ፣ በተለይ ሽባ ነበረ።
And this young man was very ill, and his legs were crippled.
ለዛ ለመራመድ በጣም ይከብደዋል እና በቃ በጣም አካሉን መጠቀም ራሱ አይችልም ነበር።
And when he walked, he had to twist his body very hard to be able to walk. It was difficult to look at him.
እና እቺ ሴት ስታየው በጣም ያሳዝናል ብላ ታስብ ነበረ።
And when this lady saw this young man, she thought, wow, I feel so sorry for him. He must
አንድ
be
ጊዜ
so
ተገናኙ፣ ሁለት
uncomfortable.
ጊዜ ተገናኙ።
And she saw him once, she saw him twice.
ግን በልቧስ ምን አይነት ልብ ነበረ?
And then in this woman's heart, she thought,
እኔ
if I
ባለቤቱ ብሆን
become the wife of that man,
እግሩ ሆናለሁ፣
if I become his legs,
ከሱ ጋር እኖራለሁ
and if I could live with him,
እና በጣም ደስተኛ ይሆናል።
then how happy he would be.
እሱ እኮ ደስተኛ ከሆነ እኔም ደስተኛ ሆናለሁ።
And if my husband becomes happy, then naturally I'll become happy too.
እና እንደዚህ ብላ አሰበች።
She just thought of that one day.
ግን እህቶቿ ሁሉ ጊዜ ከባላቸው ጋር ይጣላሉ እና ይህን ታያለች።
And she saw how her older sisters got married and they fought with their husbands all the time.
ባለቤቱ ብሆን
She thought, if I become that man's wife,
ያ ሰው በጣም ደስተኛ ይሆናል።
he's going to become so happy.
ባሌ ደስተኛ ከሆነ ደግሞ እኔም ደስተኛ ሆናለሁ።
And if my husband becomes happy, I'll become happy too.
አንካሳ ቢሆንስ ምንድነው
So
ችግሩ?
what if his legs are disabled?
ምንድነው ችግሩ?
So what if he's poor?
እና በጣም አንካሳ ነው እና ግን ልቧ ወደሱ እየቀረበ መጣ።
From then on, this man whose legs were terribly crippled and he had a very difficult walk, her heart began to be very drawn to him.
እና እሷ ከሱ ጋር ካገባች
She thought, if I marry him,
ያ ወንድ በጣም ደስተኛ ይሆናል
then that man, he's going to be so happy.
እና ልቧ ወደሱ እየቀረበ መጣ።
And her heart was drawn to the man more and more.
እና ያ ወንድ ሲያልፍ ከኋላ ትሆንና ስለሱ ታስብ ነበረ።
Every time it became the time of the day for the guy to walk by, she would look at him, she would feel happy in her heart.
ከዛ እንደዛ አንድ አመት ካለፈ በኋላ
And then after about 1 year of that,
በጣም አፈቀረችው።
this woman came to really deeply love this man in her heart.
አንድ ቀን ለእናቱ ተናገረች።
One day she told her mother,
እናት እኔ ስለ ጋብቻ ሳስብ ነበር።
Mom, I've been thinking of getting married.
እናቷ በጣም ደነገጠች።
The mother was shocked.
ምን የወንድ ጓደኛ አለሽ?
Oh really? Do you have a boyfriend?
ምንድን ነው የሚያደርገው?
What does he do?
የት ነው የሚኖረው?
Where does he live?
አይ ያ ሳይሆን
No, Mom, that's not it.
አይ ዝም ብዬ ሳስብ ነበረ።
I just thought about it.
ምን ተገናኝታችሁ አታውቁም?
Oh, you've never met the guy?
አይ
Well, I didn't really meet him. I just looked at him from afar.
እሺ ማን ነው እሱ? የት ነው
Well,
የሚኖረው?
so who's the guy? Where does he live? What does he do?
እናቴ በጣም ማወቅ ፈለገች።
The mother was so curious.
አይ እናት ያ አይደለም።
No, Mom.
እስኪ ንገሪኝ።
Well, then tell me.
አገባዋለሁ ብለሽ ነበረ።
You're telling me you want to marry that guy.
አይ ዝም ብዬ ነው ያሰብኩት።
Oh, I've been just thinking
እስኪ
about
ንገሪኝ
it.
ማን ነው?
Well, tell me then, who you've been thinking of? Who is it?
ከዛ ነገረቻት።
She told her. Mom, in that other village, you know that young man who has that bad limp and he walks, his legs are disabled?
እናቴ በጣም ደነገጠች።
The mother was shocked.
እየቀለድሽ ነው አይደል?
Are you joking with me?
አይ ዝም ብዬ እና ያሰብኩት
No, I've been just thinking about it.
አንቺ አብደሻል
Are you crazy?
በምክንያት ነው ከአካል ጉዳተኛ ጋር ማግባት የምትፈልጊው
Why would you marry a disabled man like him?
አይ ዝም ብዬ ሐሳብ ነው
No, I said I've been just thinking about it.
አይ አንቺ በጣም እየቀለድሽ ነው
Are you messing around with me? Are you making fun of me?
እናቷ የጋብቻ እድሜ ስለደረሰ
The mother, now that her daughter was of age to be married, and she had been looking forward to it,
ግን የምወደው ወንድ አለ አለች ግን ስታየው በጣም ደነገጠች
and she heard that her daughter liked somebody, and when she found out who she was, the mother was stunned.
እሺ ቢሆንስ ምንድነው ችግሩ
Mom, so what if his legs are crippled? So what if he's poor? So what if he's not educated?
ሚስቱ ሆናለሁ
If I become his wife,
እና ያ ሰው በጣም ደስተኛ ይሆናል
then that man, he's going to be so happy.
እሱ ደስተኛ ከሆነ እኔም ደስተኛ ሆናለሁ
And if he's happy, then I'll be happy too, right?
በጣም ጥሩ ወንድ ያገባቸው ግን ሁሉ ጊዜ ይጣላሉ ከዛ ይሻላል
My sisters, they got married to fine husbands, but they're always fighting. It's going to be better than that.
ለአባቷ ተናገረች
She told her father.
ከዛ ቀን ጀምሮ ቤተሰብ ሁሉ መጣላት ጀመሩ
And from that day, there was big confusion and trouble at that home.
ምንም ቢነግሯት እሷ ልትሰማቸው
The
አልቻለችም
mother and daughter tried to talk her out of it, but she would not
አይ
listen.
እኔ ጥሩ ሰው አልፈልግም
And she says, I don't want some fine man.
እኔ ሚስቱ ከሆንኩለት
If I become that man's
ያ
wife,
ወንድ በጣም ደስተኛ የሚሆን ይመስለኛል
he's going to become so
እኔም
happy.
ደስተኛ ሆናለሁ
And if my husband is happy, then I'll be happy.
አንድ ቀን ወደ ቤቱ ሄደች
One day, this woman went to that man's house.
እንዴት መጣሽ አላት
And they were shocked. What brings you
አይ ዝም
here?
የምነግርህ ነገር ስላለ ነው
Well, there's something I want to tell you.
ከዛ አባት እናት አሉ ከቁጭ
And
ብለው
with the man and the
መነጋገር ጀመሩ
man's father and mother, she spoke to them.
እንደዚህ መናገር እንደምችል አላውቅም ግን
She said, I'm not sure if it's okay for me to say this.
የጋብቻ እድሜ ደርሷል
And me, I am of the age to be married now.
እና ይሄን ሰው ላገባው ፈልጋለሁ
And I would like to marry him, she said.
እና ባሌ እንዲሆን ፈልጋለሁ
I would like to receive him as my
እድሜ
husband.
ልኬ ለሱ እኖራለሁ
And I will live my whole life for him.
እና ወላጆቹ በጣም ደነገጡ
The man's parents were shocked.
ይሄ የማይሆን ነገር ነው
Ma'am, that makes no sense.
ልጄ አንካሳ ነው
Our son is disabled.
ገንዘብ የለውም
He has no money.
ያልተማረ ሰው ነው
And he is not educated.
በዛ ላይ ስራም የለውም
And he has no job.
ያ ምንም ችግር አይሆንም
Oh, what's the problem with that?
እኔ ያንን ነገር ሁሉ አውቃለሁ
I know that already.
ግን እሱን የማፈቅረው ልብ አለኝ
But I have the heart to love this man.
እና ባለቤቱ መሆን ፈልጋለሁ
And if I become his wife,
እድሜ ልኬን እሱን እያገለገልኩ መኖር
and
ፈልጋለሁ
I want to live my whole life serving him.
ለማንኛውም እየተቃወሙ ግን በውስጣቸው በጣም ደስ ብሏቸው ነበር
And so that family was against it, yet inside they were happy about it.
ከዛ አንዳንዴ እዛ ቤት ውስጥ ደስታ ሆነ
And occasionally she could see that home was full of joy. They were
እና በጣም
laughing.
መነጋገር ጀመሩ
And they were words of laughter.
ከዛ አገቡ መጨረሻ ላይ
And then the two of them finally got married.
ከቤተሰቧ ማንም አልመጣም
Nobody from her family showed up.
በትንሹ አገቡ
They just had a small wedding.
እና በየቀኑ በጣም ደስተኞች ነበሩ
And day by day they were so happy.
እና አንድ ላይ ተሰብስበው ቁርስ ይበላሉ
For breakfast, everybody would get together in the large room and they would eat together.
እና ቁርስ ከበሉ በኋላ አይነሱም ቁጭ ብለው ያወራሉ በጣም ደስተኛ ናቸው ይስቃሉ በጣም ደስተኞች ነበሩ
Every morning they would eat breakfast all together, and after breakfast nobody would get up. They would just continue to talk and laugh, and when the daughter-in-law would speak, everybody would laugh. They were so full of happiness.
እና እቺ ሴት አሰበች
And this lady, she thought,
አንካሳ ቢሆን
so what if we're
ነው
poor?
እንደዚህ
So what
ቢሆን
if his legs are crippled?
ደስተኛ ከሆንኩ
As
ይበቃል
long as we're happy.
እንደኛ ደስተኛ ቤተሰብ የለም
There's no one as happy as us. Is there anyone?
እና እሷ ከተናገረች ቤተሰቡ ሁሉ ይስቃሉ
And when this young daughter-in-law would speak, the whole family would laugh and rejoice, and there was endless laughter.
ከምንም ቤተሰብ ጋር እስከማይነጻጸር ድረስ
And no other house could compare.
ደስተኛና
That's how happy they were.
እና ደስተኞች ነበሩ
And happy.
ደስተኞች ነበሩ
And happy.
እና ያ ቀን ብዙ አመት እንዴት ትፈልጋ ነበር
And they hoped that that happiness would go long and last for a long, long time.
ግን
but
ይሄ ደስታ ብዙ ጊዜ አልሄደም።
that happiness did not last long.
ለምንድን ነው?
Why was that?
ለምንድን ነው ደስታው
How
ያልበቃው?
come that happiness did not last long?
በዓለም ውስጥ በደስታ
If we live
ከኖርን
happily in the world,
ሰይጣን በጣም
the devil
ይንቃልና
gets so jealous he cannot stand it.
እና ያንን ደስታ ለመስበር በጣም ይጥራል አሉ።
The devil does all he could trying to shatter that happiness.
ማን እንደተናገረ አላውቅም፣ ግን
I heard that. I don't know who said it.
እውነት ለዛ ሊሆን
But
ይችላል።
maybe that was why.
ወራቶች አለፉ
A few months passed.
እና በጣም ደስተኞች ነበሩ።
And they were so happy.
በልብ ተፋቀሩ።
And they loved each other from the heart.
ባልየው ቢታመምም እንኳን
And even though the husband was disabled,
ምንም የሚመቸት
she
ነገር
didn't feel he was
ነበር። ከዛ
disabled.
ተፋቀሩ።
And they loved each other.
ባልየውም በጣም ደስተኛ ነበር
The husband was so happy.
እና አማቾቿ
The father-in-law,
እና
mother-in-law,
ወንድሞቹ
the siblings-in-law,
ሁሉም ደስተኞች ነበሩ።
everybody was so joyous.
በቤት ውስጥ ደስታ ብቻ የነበረ ይመስል ነበር።
It was as if a spring of joy was bursting in that home.
ግን በጣም የሚያሳዝነው ነገር
But the very unfortunate thing is,
ያ ደስታ ብዙ ዓመት እንዲሄድ ፈልጋ ነበር።
everybody wanted that happiness to go long, last a long
ምንም
time.
ችግር አይፈጠርም ብላ አስባ ነበር።
And everybody thought that without incident that was going to be.
ወራቶች ካለፉ በኋላ
But after a few months passed,
ያ ደስታ እየተሰበረ
that
መጣ።
happiness began to shatter.
ምን ተፈጠረ?
What happened was,
አንድ ቀን አማቿ ጠራቻት።
one day the daughter-in-law called in her, the mother-in-law called in the daughter-in-law.
እስካሁን ድረስ እኔ ነበርኩ ገበያ የሄድኩ ምግብ የሚገዛ የነበረው።
The mother-in-law said, until now, I've been doing the grocery shopping.
እና ከዛሬ ጀምሮ አንቺ ገበያ ሂጂና የሚያስፈልገውን ግዢና ነይ።
But from today, why don't you go out to the markets and go grocery shopping?
ከዛ አማቿ ገንዘብና ቦርሳ ሰጠቻት።
The mother-in-law handed the shopping basket and some money to the daughter-in-law.
ከዛ እሺ በቃ ሄጄ መጣሁ አለቻት።
The daughter-in-law said, okay, mom, I'm going to go.
እና ካገባች በኋላ ለብዙ ወራት ከቤት ወጥታ አታውቅም ነበር።
After getting married for a few months, she had not left the house.
ግን በዛ ቤት ውስጥ ያለች በጣም ደስተኛ ነበረች፣ ብርሃን ነበረ፣ ደስተኛ ነበረች።
And the daughter-in-law's heart, as she went out to the market, she felt so happy, excited, bright, and joyous.
እና ሁሉ ጊዜ እንደዚህ ታስብ ነበር።
And that woman was always thinking this.
ሽባ ቢሆንም ምንም ችግር አይደለም።
His legs are crippled, that's not a
ድሃ ቢሆንም
problem.
ምንም ችግር አይደለም።
Being poor is not a problem.
እኛ ደስተኞች ነን።
We are happy.
እንደኛ ደስታ የሆነ ሰው የለም። እስቲ ንውጡ ደስተኛ
Is there
ሆናችሁ።
anybody as happy as us? Come on.
ከዛ ቦርሳውን ይዛ ወጣችና
And then she picked up the shopping
ወደ
basket
ገበያ ሄደች።
and went to the markets.
መጀመሪያ ያሰበችው
The first thing she thought of was,
ድሮ እኛ ሀብታሞች ነበርን፣
oh, I'm from a rich family.
እኛ ደግሞ ድሃ ስለሆንን
But the family I married into, they're not
በቃ
as well
እየቆጠብኩ
off.
መግዛት አለብኝ።
So I need to conserve money when I'm shopping.
ከዛ አትክልት ትገዛና ይሄ ስንት ነው ትላቸዋለች።
And she was smiling. She went to the vegetable shop. How much is this?
እባክህ ትንሽ ቀንስልኝ።
Sir, can you give me a discount, please?
ገንዘቤ በጣም ትንሽ ገንዘብ ነው ያለኝ።
I don't have much money.
እባክህ እኔ ትንሽ ልግዛና ትንሽ
I
ቀንስልኝ።
don't have much money, but I'll buy this. But please give me a discount.
ከዛ ይቀንስላታል።
And then the vendors would give her a discount.
እዛ አትክልት ገዛች፣
So she bought vegetables.
እንቁላል ገዛች፣
She bought eggs.
አሳ ገዛች።
And she bought fish.
ከዛ እንደዚህ ዞረች። 2-3 ሰዓታት አለፈ።
And then she went shopping for about 2-3 hours.
ከዛ ያንን ሁሉ ይዛችና በደስታ ወደ ቤቷ ተመለሰች።
And she carried and brought everything home, and she felt so happy.
በቃ ይሄንን ከሰራውላቸው አማቾቼ ይወዱኛል።
If we cook the food, will the father-in-law be happy
በቃ
about
ለነሱ
it?
ብዬ ነው ይሄንን ምግብ
I
የገዛሁት።
bought this because my husband likes to eat this.
ከዛ የተለያየ ነገር ገዝታና በደስታ ወደ ቤቷ ተመለሰች።
Thinking like that, so full of happiness and joy, she brought all the goods home.
እና ቤት ጋር በሩ ጋር ባሏ ይጠይቃት
But at the
ይጠብቅ
front
ነበር።
gate, her husband was waiting for her.
እንዴ ለምን እስከዚህ ወጣ?
Oh, you're out here.
ግን ባልየው ፊቱ ጥሩ አልነበረም።
But the look on the husband's face was not so good.
ምንድነው? ምን ሆነክ?
Oh, what's wrong?
ዝም በይ።
Be quiet.
እንዴ ለምን ተናደድክ?
Why are you mad?
ምን ተፈጠረ?
Did something happen?
ዝም በይ ነይ ወደ ክፍል ግቢ
Be quiet, just get inside.
ምንድነው አትናደድ
Don't get mad.
በጣም ፈራሁኝ እኮ
You're scaring me.
ዝም በይ
Smile. Be quiet.
ከዛ ወደ ቤት ገባች
And they entered the room.
በሩን ዘጋ
And he shut the door.
ባልየው ጠየቃት
The husband asked the wife,
አንቺ የት ነበርሽ
Where have you been?
እንዴ ገበያ ነበርኩ ታውቃለህ
At the market. You knew that.
ከማን ጋር ተገናኘሽ
Who did you go see?
ማን ጋር ምን ማለት ነው
Who did I go see?
ከማንም ጋር ተገናኘሽም
Are you telling me you didn't see anyone?
አዎ እዚህ
I saw the
የአትክልት
vegetable
ባለቤት አለ
salesman.
ሌላስ ማን
Who else did you go see?
የእንቁላል ሻጭ
I saw the egg vendor.
ሌላስ ማን
Who else did you go see?
የአሳ ሻጭ
Oh, the fish vendor.
ታዲያ ምንድን ነው እንደዚህ ጊዜ ወሰደብሽ
Then what took you so long?
አይ ቀንስልኝ ብዬ ስለምነው ነው
Well, I was asking for a discount.
ሌላስ ከማን ጋር ተገናኘሽ
And then who did you go see?
ከማንም ጋር
I
አልተገናኘሁም
didn't go see anyone.
እባክህ አትቆጣ በጣም ፈራሁ እኮ ዝም
Don't
በይ
be mad. You're scaring me. Be quiet.
ከማን ጋር ተገናኘሽ እውነቱን ተናገሪ
Who did you go see? Be honest.
ከማን ጋር ነው የተገናኘሁት
Go see someone?
እባክህ አትናደድ
Don't be mad.
እንዴት
How
ትዋሽኛለሽ
dare you lie to me?
በሩን ከፈተ
And then he opened the door.
በዛን ጊዜ ድሮ ከሰል ይጠቀሙ ነበር ኮሪያ
Back then in Korea, they used to use charcoal.
እነዛ ኮሪያ የከሰል ቦታ አለ
There's the charcoal furnace right next to the room.
ከዛ ብረት አለ ከሰሉን ለማንሳት
And there's long metal tongs, metal this thick, that is used to pick up the charcoal.
ከዛ ያን ብረት በእጁ
The
ያዘ
husband picked up the metal tongs.
ይሄ ምንድን ነው
What's going on now?
ባሌ ለምንድን ነው እንደዚህ
Honey,
የምታደርገው
what are you doing?
እንዴት ትዋሽኛለሽ
How dare you lie to me?
ከዛ በብረቱ መታት
And he began to beat her.
እና እጇ ላይ በጣም ቆሰለ
And black stripes formed on her arms.
እና በብረት ተመታ ነበረ ግን አላመማትም ነበር
And the woman was getting beaten by the metal tongs, but it didn't hurt.
ይሄ ምንድን ነው
What is going on?
ይሄ ምንድን ነው
What's going on?
እኛ ደስተኞች ነበርን
We were happy.
ይሄ ምንድን ነው የተፈጠረው
What is going on here?
እኛ ደስተኞች ነበርን
We were happy.
እኔ አንተን ተከትዬ ነበር የመጣሁት
I followed you here.
እኔ አንተን ብቻ አይቼ ነው የመጣሁት
Everyone stopped me, but I came here for
አንተን
you.
ብቻ ነው ስመለከት
And I
የነበረው
looked only to you.
ይሄ ምንድን ነው የተፈጠረው
But what is going on here?
ምንድን ነው የተፈጠረው
What's going on?
እና ሴቷ በቃ ራሷን እንድትቆጣጠር አልቻለችም ነበረ
There's no way the woman could get a hold of her heart.
እና ሚስቱ ከበርስ ደጅ ስትወጣ
When the wife opened the door and left the house to go to the market,
በባሏ ልብ ውስጥ ምን አይነት ሀሳብ ገብቶ ነበር
a thought entered into the husband's heart.
የኔ ባለቤት በጣም ጥሩ ሰው ናት
My wife is too kind.
በጣም ንጹህ ሰው ናት
She is too pure.
በጣም በጎ ሰው ናት
And she is too nice.
ለዛ ነው እንደ እኔ አይነት ወንድ አገባች
That's why she married a man like me.
ወታ ሌላ ጥሩ ወንድ ብታገኝ ኖሮ
When she goes out and sees fine men,
ረጅምና
tall,
መልከ ወንድ ታገኝ
and she
ነበር
sees tall, handsome men,
እንደ እኔ አይነት ሽባ ሰው
a crippled leg person like me,
ትጠላለች
she's not gonna want me.
ያንን ወንድ ተከትላ ትሄዳለች
And she's gonna follow that other man.
እንደዛ አስባ ነበር
That thought came to him.
አይደለም ባለቤቴ እንደዚህ በፍጹም አታደርግም
No, my wife wouldn't do that. No.
ግን የሀሳብ እየቀጠለ ይገባ ነበር
But those thoughts kept on coming to him.
ሚስትየዋ እየሳቀች
And with the wife with the smiling face,
ከወንድ ጋር ተገናኝታ ከሳቀችለት በቃ ያንን ሲያስብ
he would imagine his
ደረሰ።
wife smiling at a handsome man and talking and laughing with him. It drove him crazy.
በጣም ከመልከ ወንድ ጋር
With some fine, good-looking man,
ሬስቶራንት ሄደው እየበሉ ይነጋገራሉ ያንን ሲያስብ ሊያብድ ፈለገ
sitting and eating at the restaurant and laughing and having a good time. He would imagine it. It drove him crazy.
እና ረጅምና ከመልከ ወንድ ጋር እጅ ለእጅ ተያይዘው ይሄዳሉ ያንን ሲያስብ በቃ በጣም ሊያብድ ፈለገ
He would imagine his wife holding the hand of a tall, handsome man and walking into a hotel. Imagining this drove him crazy.
አይደለም ቢልም እንኳን
Even though he's saying no.
ልቡን ሊቆጣጠር አልቻለም ነበር
But he could not get his heart under control.
ከዛ በብረቱ መታት
So with the metal tongs, he beat his wife.
ከዛ ጸጥ ብላ ጸጥ
The
አለች
wife just sat there getting beat.
ይሄ ምንድን ነው የተፈጠረው
What is going on here?
በጣም እንፈቃቀር ነበር።
We loved each other.
ለባሌ ሁሉም ነገር ሰጥቻለሁ።
I gave my all for my husband.
ልታምን አልቻለችም።
She could not believe it.
በጣም መታት።
And after getting beaten for a while,
ተደነገጠ።
she was stunned.
ሚስቴ
The man was stunned.
ሚስቴ በጣም ይቅርታ እኔ ሳላውቅ ነው የመታሁሽ። ለኔ ሚስቴን
Oh,
መታዋት።
honey, I'm really sorry. What have I done? I've beaten my precious wife. Oh, honey, I'm really sorry.
እሷ ምንም ነገር ልትሰማ አልቻለችም።
And the woman heard nothing at all.
ከዛ ቀን ጀምሮ ሳቅ የሚባል ነገር በቤት ውስጥ አልነበረም።
From that day on, there was no more laughter in that home.
ቁርስ ይበላሉ።
After breakfast,
ይስቁ ነበር። ደስተኛ ነገር ያወሩ ነበር።
before they used to laugh and talk and share all kinds of joy.
ግን ምንም ነገር አያወሩም ነበር።
But the woman, she wouldn't say anything.
ሳህኗን ይዛ ትወጣለች። ከዛ ታጥባለች
And
ሳህኑን።
then just carry the dishes to the kitchen and do the dishes.
ከዛ ሰው ወደ የክፍሉ ይገባል።
And all the family members in the room would just scatter.
እና ጊዜ ባላት ቁጥር ዝም ብላ ቁጭ ብላ ተራራውን ቁጭ ብላ ታያለች።
And then whenever this wife would have time, she would just sit and stare blankly into the air.
እና አማቾቿ ደግሞ ተጠንቅቀው እሷ ምንም ሊያደርጉ አልቻሉም ነበር።
And the mother-in-law and the father-in-law were so afraid of what the daughter-in-law would be thinking.
እና ባለቤቱ ግን ወደ ውጭ አለመውጣት አትችልም።
But the wife, she has to go out time to time. She has no other choice.
ከዛ ወደ ውጭ ወጣ ትመለሳለች።
And whenever she would go out and come home,
ከዛ ባልየው ደግሞ ብረት ይዞ ይጠብቃታል።
each time the husband would pick up the metal charcoal tongs
በየጊዜው ይመታት ነበር።
and beat her.
እንደዛ እያንዳንዱ ቀን በሐዘን ትኖር ነበር።
And that's how she lived pitifully day by day.
ከጥቂት ዓመታት በኋላ
And then a few years later,
ወደኛ ቤተክርስቲያን መጣች።
that lady came to our church.
እና ተረቷን ነገረችኝ።
And we heard that story from her.
አንድ ቀን ለቤቷ ተናገረች።
And this lady one day said at her home,
አማቾቿን
she said to her mother-in-law, father-in-law,
ቁጭ አደረገችና
and with her husband there,
አማቾቼ ሆይ
she said, Father, mother, I apologize.
ይቅርታ እኔ ባለቤቱ ከሆንኩለት
I thought if I become this man's wife,
ደስተኛ የሚሆን መስሎኝ ነበር።
I thought my husband would become happy.
ባሌ ደስተኛ ከሆነ
And if my husband becomes happy,
እኔም ደስተኛ ሆናለሁ ብዬ አስብ ነበር።
I thought I too would become happy.
እና በደስታ እንኖራለን ብዬ አስቤ ነበር።
And like that, I wanted to live joyfully and happily my whole life.
ይህ ሰው ግን ባለቤቱ ሆኜ ግን
But this man, even though I became his wife,
እየተሰቃየ ነው ያለው።
he is in torment.
ስቃይ ውስጥ ነው ያለው።
He is in pain.
እኔ እንደዚህ ይሆናል ብዬ በፍጹም አስቤ
I
አላውቅም።
never thought it would be like this.
ለምንድን ነው እኔን ማያምነው?
Why don't you trust
እኔ
me?
ከብዙ ጎበዝ ሰው ጋር ተገናኝቼ አውቃለሁ።
I've met lots of fine men.
እነሱን አልፈልግም።
I didn't want them.
ለዛ ነው ለአንተ
That's
የመጣሁት።
why I came to you.
ለምን ትጠረጥረኛለህ?
But why do you doubt me?
አባትና አማቾቼ ይቅርታ።
So, mother, father, I'm sorry.
እኔ ባሌ ደስተኛ እንዲሆን ነበር የፈለኩት።
I hope that by me being here, my husband would be happy.
ግን በእኔ ምክንያት በስቃይ ውስጥ ነው ያለው።
But because of me, he is in pain.
እና ከዚህ ቤት እወጣለሁ።
I will leave this home.
እና በጣም ያሳዝናል።
I feel so sad about
ባልየው
this.
ተናገረ።
The husband said,
ሚስቴ ይቅርታ፣
Honey, I'm so sorry.
እኔ አብጄ ነበረ።
It was crazy of me.
እንደዛ ማድረግ አልፈልግም፣ ግን እንደዛ
I
አደርኩልህ።
was trying not to, but I ended up
ለምን
doing
እንደዚህ
it.
እንደማድረግ አላውቅም። እኔም
I don't even know why I'm acting
አንቺ
like
ከሌለሽ
that.
እኔ መኖር አልችልም።
Honey,
እባክሽ
I can't
አትሂጂ።
live without you. Please don't leave.
ግን
But
እኔ መታገስ እችላለሁ።
she said, Yes, I can bear it and be patient, but
ግን አንተ ለምን አታምነኝም?
why don't you trust me?
እኔ ከብዙ ጎበሶች ጋር ተገናኝቼ አውቃለሁ።
I've met lots of fine men.
ሁሉም አልፈልጋቸውም።
I didn't want any of
አንተ
them.
ብቻ ነው የምፈልገው።
And I liked you.
አንተን ስለፈለኩ
And because I liked you,
ወላጆቼ ቢቃወሙኝም እንኳን
even though my parents tried to stop
ይሄ አንተ
me,
ጋር መጣው።
I came to
ግን
you.
ለምን አታምነኝም?
But why do you not trust me?
ከዛ ጊዜ በኋላም
And even after that,
ባልየው ድጋሚ በብረት ይመታት
the
ነበር።
husband would pick up the metal
እና ባልየው
tongs
በቃ እብድ ሆነ።
and the man would lose his mind.
እና ባለቤቱም ጸጥ አትልም።
And the wife, she no longer kept
እና ያን
still.
ብረት ያዛቸው በእጇ።
She held back the metal tongs.
እኔ
She
ነግሬሃለሁ
said, I said you would be doing this, even though you said you would never do this. What's wrong with
እንደዛ
you?
አላደረገም ብለህ ለምን ታደርጋለህ?
Why are you doing
ለምን እንደዛ
this?
ታደርጋለህ?
Why are you
ለምን እንደዚህ
doing this?
ታደርጋለህ?
You said you weren't
እንደዚህ
going to do
ታደርጋለህ?
this, but why are you doing this?
እና ባልየው ከቤቷ ወጣች።
Ultimately, the wife left that home.
እና መጥቶ አያውቅም።
And I've never met that husband.
ከዛ በኋላ እንዴት እንደመጣ አይታወቅም። ግን
And I don't know how he lived after that.
እኔ በእስር ቤት ሲሄድ ብዙ ጊዜ
But when I go to the prison,
ከብዙ ታራሚዎች ጋር ተገናኝቼ አውቃለሁ።
I met many different people who committed crimes.
የሚገርመው ነገር
The strange thing is,
ሰዎች የራሳቸውን ልብ በደንብ አያውቁም።
people do not know their own hearts very well.
እና ቁማር የሚጫወቱ ሰዎች
People who gamble,
ገንዘብ እየጠፋባቸው
even though they lose money every day in gambling,
በዚህ ጊዜ ከደረቁ አሸንፋለሁ ይላሉ።
they think, well, this time I'm going to win. Because they want
ማሸነፍ
to
ስለሚፈልጉ
win.
እንደዛ ያደርጋሉ።
They feel like they're going to win.
ከዛ ያመልጣሉ።
So they gamble.
ከዛ
They
ይጠፋባቸዋል።
lose.
በዚህ ጊዜ
Even though they
አይጠፋብኝም።
lost, but this time I'm going to win.
ያደርጋሉ።
But this time I'm going to
ከዛ
win.
ታራሚዎቹ
People who commit
አንድ
crimes,
ሁለት ጊዜ ተረማሉ፣ ይመላለሳሉ።
they go in and out of prisons once, twice.
ከዛ እድሜ ልካቸውን እስር ቤት የሚኖሩ ሰዎች አሉ።
And like that, many people spend their whole lives in prison.
በዚህ ጊዜ አልያዝም።
This time I'm not going to get caught.
እንደዚህ ካደረኩ
If I do it like this,
ይሳካልኛል።
surely I'll
እንደዚህ
succeed.
ያደርጋሉ።
I will not get caught.
ይያዛሉ።
And then they get caught.
ከዛ እስር ቤት
They
ይሄዳሉ።
go to prison.
ከሁለት ሶስት ዓመት በኋላ
And
ይመጣሉ።
after 3-4 years,
በዚህ ጊዜ
they're
አላደርግም።
released.
በዚህ ጊዜ
This time
ካደረኩ
I'm not going to get
ይሳካልኛል።
caught. This time it's going to
ማንም
work.
አያውቅም።
Nobody will know.
ከዛ እድሜ ልካቸው እስር ቤት ውስጥ ይኖራሉ።
In that way, many people spend their whole lives in prison.
ለምን?
Why?
ምክንያቱም ሰው ሁሉ ይታለላል።
Because people are all deceived through themselves.
ለምን?
Why?
በራሳቸው ይተማመናሉ።
Because they don't know themselves very well.
ለምን እንደዛ?
If I do it like this, my spiritual life will be good.
ህግ ከጠበቅን፣
If I keep the
መጽሐፍ
law,
ቅዱስ ካነበብን፣
if I read the Bible,
ከጸለይን
if I pray,
መንፈሳዊ ህይወት ይሻሻላል ብለን
they think
እናስባለን።
their spiritual life will become good.
መንፈሳዊ ጎበዝ
And if I
እንደዚህ
live my
ኃጢአት
spiritual life
አልሰራም፣
well, I will not
እንደዚህ
sin
ካደረኩ
and be faithful to
ጎበዝ
God.
እሆናለሁ።
They feel like their faith will grow.
ግን
But
ሰው እንደዛ አይደለም።
people are not so.
ችግሩ
The problem is,
አብዛኛው ሰዎች
almost most people,
ራሳቸውን ሳያውቁ ይኖራሉ።
they live not knowing themselves.
አሱሰኞች እንደት ይላሉ?
People who do drugs, they say,
ከፈለኩ ማቆም እችላለሁ።
well, if I want to, I could quit drugs anytime.
ከፈለኩ በአንድ ሳምንት ጨርስ
If I really want to, I could
አቆማለሁ።
quit in
እንደዚህ
1
ብሎ
week.
ያስባሉ።
That's how they all
እውነት
think.
ለምን ሁሉም እንደዚህ
The
ናቸው።
same thing with alcoholics.
አይ ማቋረጥ እችላለሁ።
Well, I'll quit drinking if I want
አይ አንድ
to.
ቀን ማቆም
If I
አይቀርም።
really want to, I can quit anytime.
ግን ሰው እንደዛ አይደለም።
But people actually can't.
ማቴዎስ ወንጌል ምዕራፍ 21 አንብበናል።
We read Matthew chapter 21.
ስለ በገበሬው ነው፣ ስለ
These are
የወይን
words
ጠጅ
about
ገበሬ
the
ነው።
husbandmen of the vineyard.
በዓለም አቀፍ ውስጥ ብዙ አይነት ገበሬዎች አሉ።
There are lots of fishermen in the world.
አሳ አጥማጆች አሉ። ግን ሁለት አይነት
There
ሰዎች
are
አሉ።
two kinds of fishermen.
መርከብ ያለው አሳ አጥማጅ ነው።
There are the fishermen who own their own boats.
አሳ አጠምደ ግን የራሱ መርከብ የሌለው ሰው አለ።
And there are the fishermen who fish, but they don't own their own boats.
በጣም መርከብ ያላቸው አሳ አጥማጆች
The fishers who own their own boats,
ሌላ ብዙ ነገር አያስፈልግም።
when there's a storm, they don't need to go out.
በጥሩ ቀን
On good weather,
ጥሩ አሳ ይዛሉ።
they go out and catch the fish.
ከዛ ያንን
And
ሽጠው
with that,
ይኖራሉ።
they live good lives.
መርከብ የሌላቸው አሳ አጥማጆች
But the
ግን
fishermen without their own boat,
መርከብ
they
ስለሌላቸው
don't have a boat,
ይያዛሉ።
so they are unable to fish.
ከዛ መበደር አለባቸው።
They have to borrow somebody else's fish to go fishing.
እዛ ነው ስለሚበደሩ
Because they borrowed somebody else's
አየር
boat,
ጥሩ ቢሆንም መጥፎ ቢሆንም መሄድ አለባቸው።
whether the weather is good or bad, they have to go out regardless.
ከዛ ሄደው ጎርፍ
Even
ቢኖርም
if there's a storm,
አሳ ማጥመድ አለባቸው።
they come and catch the fish.
አሳ አጥምደው ለሁለት ይከፋፈላሉ።
And of the fish they caught, they have to split it in half.
ከግማሹን ለባለቤት
And
ይሰጣሉ።
half of the catch they have to give to the owner of the boat.
ቀሪውን ይዘው ደግሞ
And the remaining half of the catch,
መክፈል አለባቸው።
they have to pay for the gas
ከዛ ለሰራተኞች መክፈል አለባቸው
and pay for human labor, the other
እና ብዙ
co-workers.
የሚተርፋቸው ነገር የለም።
And there isn't much left over.
ለዛ ነው ሁሉም የራሳቸው ምኞት አላቸው።
And so the fishermen all have a wish.
በገንዘብ
I'm going to make money.
እኔ መርከብ ገዛለሁ።
And if I could buy one boat,
ከዛ በጥሩ ቀን
then when
መጥፎ
there's
ቀን
storms, I'm not
መውጣታቸው
going to go
እኔ
out.
አወጣለሁ።
and I could keep all the catch to myself,
አሳ ሁሉ የኔ
then
ይሆናል
we can live comfortably.
እና ምኞታቸው የራሳቸው መርከብ መኖር ነው
Their wish is to have their own boat.
ግን በአንድ ሁለት ገንዘብ ብቻ የሚሆን ነገር አይደለም
But boats cost more than $10 or $20, right?
እድሜ ልካቸውን ይሰራሉ
And so they struggle their whole life.
ብዙ አሳ ያጠምዳሉ
Even if they catch lots of fish,
ግማሽ ይሰጣሉ
you got to give half to the owner of the
ግማሹን
boat, and they
ለራሳቸው
sell the remaining half,
ከዛ የዘይት ይከፍላሉ
and then pay for gas,
ከዛ ሌላውን ይከፍላል
pay for the hired workers.
ከዛ የሚተርፋቸው ነገር ብዙ
And
የለም
there isn't much left over.
እና የራሳቸውን መርከብ መኖር ምኞታቸው
That's
ነው
why for the fishermen, it's their lifetime wish to have their own boat.
እኔም አንድ ቀን መርከብ ገዝቼ
One day I'll buy the boat,
ብዙ አሳ አጠምዳለሁ
and with my boat, my own boat, catch fish,
ከዛ እሸጥና ሀብታም ሆኜ እኖራለሁ
and sell them all and live
እና
comfortably,
ለባለቤቴ ለናይሎን ቀሚስ
and
እገዛላታለሁ
buy a nice nylon skirt for my wife.
ከዛ ያስቃል ግን
Everyone, you may laugh.
ናይሎን የሚለብስ የለም
Nowadays, nobody cares about nylon skirts.
ግን ናይሎን መጀመሪያ በተሰራ ጊዜ
But when nylon first came to Korea,
እና ብዙ ጊዜ ቀሚስ አልተገዛልኝ ብለው ድሮ ይጣሉ ነበር ብዙ ሰዎች
in the farms, the wives would fight with their husbands for not buying them nylon skirts.
ሰሞኑን ይሞቃል ማንም የሚለብስ የለም ግን
Nowadays, nobody wears nylon skirts saying it's too hot.
እና ናይሎን ቀሚስ ዝም ብሎ አራግፈው መልበስ ነው ሌላ ነገር አያስፈልግም
They say nylon skirts are so comfortable. You wash it, you just dry it off real quick, and you can wear it right away.
እና ለእነሱ ትልቅ ኩራት ነበረ
Back then, you felt so proud when you got to wear a nylon skirt.
ሰሞኑን ግን እንደዚህ ነገር አያደርጉም ዝም ብሎ ናይሎን ቀሚስ አያደርጉም
But these days, they use nylon for sacks or something, but they don't use. Nobody wears it for skirts.
እና በጣም ደስተኞች ነበሩ
But back then, everybody liked it.
እና ቀናቶች አለፉ
Now so much time has changed.
እዚህ ያለው ስለ ገበሬ ነው የሚናገረው
The times have changed. Here it's about the husbandman here.
ይህ ሰው የራሱ መሬት የለውም
And here he does not have his own farm or
ዝም
field.
ብሎ ገበሬ ነው
He's just a husbandman.
እና ሰራተኛ ስለሆነ
And he's a hired worker.
መልፋት አለበት
And even though he works really, really hard,
ቢለፋም ትንሽ ነው የሚያገኘው ቀሪውን ለባለቤቱ መስጠት
the
አለበት
harvest he has to give most to the owner and he only gets a
እና
little.
የራሱ መሬት መኖር ለሱ ምኞቱ
And
ነበር
having his own farm is his dream.
ከዛ በችግር ይኖር ነበር
And they live so difficult.
በቃ ሰውነታቸው እስከሚሰበር ነው የሚሰሩት
And then, they farm during the farming season and they work really, really
እና
hard.
ለምከን ሌላ ስራም ስለሌለ
But after the farming season, there's no work for them.
ሁሉ ጊዜ በድህነት ይኖሩ ነበር
So these husbandmen always have to live so very poor all the time.
እና በእንደዛ እየኖሩ በጣም ድሃዎች ነበሩ
And there was a poor farmer without his own farm who farmed.
አንድ ቀን መሬት ላይ እየሄዱ አንድ ሽማግሌ ጋር ተገናኘ
And one day as he walked, he ran into a old man of a rich
እና
home.
ሄዶ ይሰራ ነበር እዛ አንዳንድ ጊዜ
Occasionally he had worked at that rich man's
ከዛ
vineyard.
ምን ያደርጋል
And so he knew him.
እንደምን
And he wanted to look good to him. Said, "Sir, how are you?"
እኔ አንተን አውቃለሁ
"Hey, how have you been?"
መስራት ያለብን ነገሮች አሉ
"Hey, there's something I want to tell you.
እባክህና ማታ እኛ ጋር ና
Why don't you come on over to my house this evening?"
እኛ ጋር መምጣት አለ እንደኔ
"Really?
ሰው
You want to say something to somebody like me?"
ከዛ መናገር የምፈልገው ነገር አለ
Yeah, there's something I wanted to tell you.
እባክህ ወደ ቤት መምጣት ትችላለህ
Can you come over to my house this evening?
መቼኝ መምጣት ትችላለሁ ችግር የለውም
"Oh, sure, sir. I'm available. I can come anytime."
ከዛ ማታ ሆነም
And it became evening.
መታ
"Oh, is the sir
ና
home?"
ግባ ና ግባ
"Oh, yeah, come in, come in, come in." And he went inside
ከዛ ና ብላ አለው
and told him to eat.
አልበላም አይደል ለምን
"You haven't had dinner, have you?" "Oh, I have."
ና ና ና አንድ ጊዜ በቃ ብላ
"Hey, you don't need to say that. It's okay."
እኔ ሁሉም ነገር አውቃለሁ
"Hey, I already know. It's okay. Eat up, eat up."
እና በጣም አመሰገነም
And the farmer was so
ከዛ
thankful.
ሁሉንም በላ
And he finished the meal.
ከዛ በቃ ጨምር አለው
"Hey, that doesn't look like much for you. Hey, have some
እና
more."
በጣም አመሰገነም
And he felt so
ከዛ
thankful.
ከበላ በኋላ
And after having the dinner,
እስቲ መጠጣት ትፈልጋለህ
"Oh, would you like a
ከዛ አይ
drink?"
ችግር የለውም
"Oh, I'm okay."
ከዛ አይኔ ከበላ በኋላ ብዙ ጊዜ
"Well,
እጠጣለሁ
usually after a meal, I have a drink."
እና አንሳ
"So here, take the cup."
እና በጣም ጥሩ ታስተናገደለት
And he was being so well treated.
እና በጣም ጥልቅ ሆነ ሀሳቡ
And he started to think deeply about this.
ለምንድን እንደዚህ ሆነው
Why is this elderly man being so good
እኔ
to
ምን
me?
አይደለሁም
I'm a nobody.
ለምንድን እንደዚህ ሆንኩት
Why is he being so good to me?
እና በቃ ብዙ አመት ነው መኖር ያለብኝ
you never know what happens in life.
እንዴት
I
ሆነ
can't believe this is happening to me.
እኔ ሳስብ
You know what?
መናገር የምፈልገው ነገር
There's
አለ
something I've been meaning to tell you.
ይንገሩኝ
Oh yes sir, what is it?
እንደምታውቀው
As you know,
እኔ ከዚህ ሀገር ንጉስ ጋር ቅርብ ነኝ
that I am close with the king of our country.
ሰው ሁሉም የሚያቀረቀር
Oh yes
ነው
sure, everybody knows that.
እና ንጉሱ ለኔ አንድ ጥያቄ አድርጓል
And the king has asked me for a favor.
ነው
Oh wow, really?
ምንድነው
What is it?
እና ውጭ ሀገር መሄድ አለብኝ መሰለኝ
He has asked me to go abroad for a while.
በጣም ጥሩ ነው እንኳን ደስ አለን
Wow, that's amazing. Congratulations.
እሺ
Yes, sure.
ለዛ ነው ቤቴን እቃዎችን ሁሉ
And so I had to settle everything away of my home
እና ወደ ውጭ ሀገር ሄዳለሁ
because I'm going to be abroad for a few years.
እና እዚህ ቤት አልኖርም
I will not be living in this home.
እና ሌላ ስራዎች መስራት አለብኝ
And I'm going to have to do more work for the king.
ከዛ ነው እኔ ወደ ቤተ ንጉሱ ቤት
So I'm
ቅርብ
going
መሆን
to move
አለብኝ
to Seoul nearer to the king's palace.
እና ንጉሱን መንከባከብ ስላለኝ
And I'm going to have to help the king nearby the king's palace.
ለዛ ነው ቤቴን ሀብቴን ሁሉ አሬንጅ ሳደርግ
So
ነበር
I needed to settle away my house.
እና ሁሉም ተጠናቋል
And everything is taken care of.
ግን እዛ የወይን
But you know my
ፊልድ አለ
vineyard?
አይደል
Oh yeah.
እዛ ወይኑ በጣም ይጣፍጣል
Yeah,
አይደል
the grapes there are great.
አዎ
Yes.
ብዙ ወይን ፊልድ አይቼ ነበር ግን እንደኛ ጥሩ ወይን ያላቸው ሰዎች የሉም
You know, I've seen many vineyards, but no vineyard has grapes as fine as ours.
እና ሽታውም በጣም ጥሩ ነው
And its fragrance is also really, really good.
እና እኛ ይሄንን ከቀነጠስን በጣም ቶሎ ነው የሚሸጥልን
And so our grapes at the markets, they sell out all the time so quickly because they're so tasty.
እና ይሄንን ልሽጥ ወይስ አልሽጥ ብዬ ታስብ ነበር
And so I've been thinking, should I sell my vineyard?
ግን የትም ብሄድ እንደኛ አይነት ጥሩ ወይን ቀምሼ አላውቅም
And there's no grapes as fragrant and tasty as ours.
ስለዚህ መሸጥ አልፈለግም
So I decided not to sell my vineyard.
ከዛ ለንጉሱም ጥሩ ወይን ጠጅ መስጠት ፈልጋለሁ
And so I could occasionally bring good wine to the king.
እና እኔም ባገኘው ቁጥር እኔ ሄጄ ለራሴ
And
መጠጣለሁ
also when I feel like drinking, I enjoy drinking our wine as well.
እና በጣም ሳስብ ነበርና
So I've thought a lot about this.
እና አንተ ወይን ጠጅ ነህ አንተ በጣም ጎበዝ ሰው ነህ
You know, long ago I saw you work really hard at my vineyard during the grape harvest.
ለዛ ነው አንተ በኃላፊነት ወስደህ ይህንን እንድትቆጣጠር ፈልጋለሁ
So I was thinking it would be good if you could take over this vineyard and you do the grape farming here.
እና ይህንን ካደረግ
If you harvest the grapes,
ሀብታም ሆነ መኖር ትችላለህ
you can live like a rich person.
እና ግን እኔ ሰራተኞቼን እልካለሁ
However, I will be sending my servants to you.
በቃ 20% ብቻ ለሰራተኞቼ እልካለሁ ለነሱ ትሰጣቸዋለህ
All you have to do is just 20% of the grape harvest each year, the income, send it to me through my servants.
አንተም ሁሉ ጊዜ በችግር መኖር የለብህም
And you know, I know you've always lived so poor.
እና 50% መቀበል ነበረብኝ ካንተ
You know, actually, I should be charging you 50% for this.
ግን አንተ በትጋት ስለሰራ
But as long as you work diligently,
ይህንን ወይን ላንተ ሰጣለሁ
I will trust this vineyard to you.
20% ብቻ ስጠኝ ለኔ
So you just have to pay me about
በቃ ልጆችን
20%.
በደንብ አሳድግ
And you could raise your family and children
እና ጥሩ
well.
ምግብ ገዛላቸው
And buy your children some good food,
በቃ እንደዛ
good
አድርግ
things for your wife, and I would like that.
እንዴ ይሄ ምንድነው በጣም ትልቅ እድል ነው ለኔ
And when the farmer heard this, he thought, what fortune this is.
ታላቂው
Sir,
እኔ ምን አይነት ሰው ነኝ
who am I
እንዴት እንደዚህ ነገር
that you show
አደረክልኝ
such kindness to me?
እና በጣም
I
አመሰግናለሁ
am overwhelmed.
በጣም አመሰግናለሁ
I am so overwhelmed.
አይ ችግር የለውም
Hey, no need to act like that.
በቃ እኔ ሀብታም
You
ስለሆንኩ
know, I'm living just fine without this.
በቃ እኔ ገብቼንም
But I
ጠይቀው
just have one request of you.
በደንብ ተንከባከብልኝ
Take good care of the vineyard.
እና አጥር አደረገበት
And so I have the hedge set up roundabout already.
ከዛ አቋቋመ ብዙ
And
ነገር
there's also a watchtower already.
ከዛ ሌሎች ነገሮችም
And there's the
ነበሩ
wine press already.
ብዙ ክፍል ስላለ
And there's a lot of rooms here.
በቃ ነገ ቤትን ቀይር ወደኛ ና
Why don't you move into this vineyard tomorrow?
ከዛ በቃ የዚህ ባለቤት ትሆናለህ
And from then you'll be the owner of the vineyard.
እና ገበሬው በጣም ደስ አለው
The farmer was so thankful.
በቃ በጣም አመሰግናለሁ
Sir, thank you.
በሙሉ ልቤ
With all my heart,
በቃ ይሄንን በደንብ
I will
እንከባከባለሁ
take good care of the
እና
vineyard.
ሰራተኞችን ላክልኝ
If you send me the
ከዛ እሰጣለሁ
servants, we will give you the rent.
የሚያስፈልገውን ነገር ሁሉ እሰጣለሁ
And we'll also send you wine.
በጣም አመሰግን እንደኔ አይነት ሰውን
Thank you to a low person like
አመሰግናለሁ
me.
በጣም
Thank you for allowing me to live like
አይ
this.
ችግር የለውም
Hey, it's okay.
በቃ እኛ በሰላም እንኖር
Now let us live well.
በቃ አመሰግናለሁ አመሰግናለሁ
Thank you.
እና በጣም አመሰገነ
And he was so thankful.
ከዛም
And then,
በቃ እኔ ልሄድ ነው
okay, now sir, I'll make my way.
በቃ ነገ ቤቴን እቀይራለሁ
Okay, move in tomorrow, all
እና
right?
ብዙ ክፍሎች አሉ
We have plenty of rooms there.
በቃ አንዳንድ ለክፍል ስጣቸው ልጆች
You could give a room to each one of your children.
በጣም አመሰግናለሁ
Thank you,
እና
sir.
በጣም አመሰገነ
He was so
እና
thankful.
እየዘመረ
And as he would sing,
ሰክሮ ነበር
and then he was a little drunk,
በቃ ተመለሰ
and he came home.
ሚስቴ ታለች
And he called out his wife, honey,
ዛሬ በጣም የደስታ ቀን ነው
something really good happened today.
እስቲ እኔ ልዝፈንልሽ
And I'm going to sing a song.
ህይወት ልክ እንደ ሰው ነው
Life is the life of a pilgrim.
እና ሚስቱ በጣም ደስተኛ ነበረች
And the wife was so happy.
ምንድነው ይሄ
Honey, what happened?
እና በቃ እኔ
You never drink.
በጣም አይ ዝም በይ
Hey, quiet down.
አይ
If you don't like me, you can leave.
ካሁን በኋላ ብዙ ሰዎች ይመጣሉ
Lots of good women will come to me.
አይ አትቀልድ
Hey, don't joke like that.
በቃ በጣም ደስተኞች ነበሩ
Anyways, that evening they were so happy.
ለሚስቱ ተናገረ
And he said to his wife,
እና ሰውየው ለኔ ሰጠኝ
the vineyard owner is trusting the vineyard to me.
በቃ ይሄ እርሻ የኛ ቦታ ነው
And
እስከሚመጣ
until
ድረስ
the owner comes back, the
በቃ
vineyard is
ከመጣ
ours. From the harvest of the
እና በቃ እኛ
vineyard,
ሀብታም እንሆናለን ለወደፊት
with that income, we could live so well.
እንደኛ አይነት ጥሩ ወይን የሌለው ሰው የለም
Because there's no vineyard as good
እና
as
8
ours.
ክፍሎች አሉ
And that
የኛ
place has
ቤት ነው
8 rooms. That house is going to be
ጥሩ ቦታ
ours.
አለው ጥሩ
It's got a good
ወይን
watchtower,
አለው
good wine press.
በቃ አሁን ስቃይ አይኖርም ካሁን በኋላ
And the wife thought, now then no more suffering for our family
ለወደፊትም
now.
እንደዚህ ይሆናል
Hey, of course.
ቤት ቀየሩ
They moved in.
ከዛ ሰውየው ወደ ሩቅ ሀገር ሄደ
The owner went to a faraway country.
እነዛ በቃ ዝም ጸጥ ቢያደርጉ
And even though they just leave it there,
ከታደርገ ትንሽ መድኃኒት ይቀቡታል
they just have to take care of the vines a little bit.
ከዛ ወይን ሲሰሩ
And
ነበር
then the grapes were ripening.
እና በጣም ጥሩ ሽታ ነበረው
And from afar, the fragrance was so nice.
ከዛ በጥሩ እዛ ሽታ ያለው ወይን ላይ
And within the smell of the vines,
ማታ ይመጣል
they were spending the mornings and the
ከዛ ደስተኞች
evenings.
ነበሩ
The kids were so happy.
ከዛ አንድ ጊዜ ተሰብስበው ከሰራተኞች ጋር ወይን
And one day
ቀነጠሱ
he got some hired workers and plucked the
ከዛ
grapes.
በትልቅ መስፈሪያ ውስጥ
And
አስገብተው
they put the grapes into the press.
አንዳንድ ሰዎች ጠርተው
And they picked out the men without athlete's
ከዛ
foot
በእግራቸው
and had them step on the
ከዛ
grapes.
ውሃ ይወጣል
And then they pressed and popped the
ከዛ
grapes.
ውሃው ይሞላል በወይን
And
ይሞላል
then they got the grape juice into the barrels.
ከዛ በጭነው
And they placed the barrels on the
ይወስዱታል።
chariots. And then took them to the
እና በጣም
markets.
ጥሩ ሽታ አለው እንግዛ ይላሉ
Because it was so smelling good, everybody wanted to buy them.
እና ሙሉ ሆነ
And he made this much money.
እና ብዙ ገንዘብ ካከማቸ
Stack of money. First time having that much money in his hands.
ከዛ አንድ አሳ ከዛ
He bought some fish for his
ከዛ ቀጥሎ
kids.
ደግሞ ሰዎች እንዲያደርጉ
And
አደረገ
from that day on, he would have people pick the grapes.
ቀሚስ
He bought
ገዛ
nice skirts
እና
for his
በየቀኑ
wife.
ደስተኛ ነበር
And every day he's making good money from the grapes.
እና አንድ ቀን
And one day he was riding in a chariot.
ይሄ ምንድን ነው ብሎ ጠየቁ
They asked, hey, where did you get this?
የሆነ ሰው እየተጠቀመ ነበር ጋሪ ነው
Well, this is a used chariot.
በቅናሽ ዋጋ ይሸጣል
He put it on sale for a cheap price.
ለዛ ነው ገዛው
So I bought
ይሄ
a
በጣም
chariot.
ጠንካራ ነው
And
በቃ ወደፊት ይሄንን እንገዛለን
the horses are strong. Now we can ride on this chariot.
ምግባቸው ተቀየረ
The what they ate
አባባላቸው
changed.
ተቀየረ
The what they
ህይወታቸው
wore
ተቀየረ
changed. The way they lived
በቀን
changed.
ሀብታም ሆኑ
And overnight they became rich.
ከራሳቸውን ጎንበስ እያደረጉ
And then the workers would bow down to him, the hired
በጣም ያመሰግኑ
workers.
ነበር
And he would pay them a little bit of money. They would be so
እና በጣም
thankful.
ህይወታቸው ተቀየረ
Now his life was completely changed.
ተቀየረ
It was changed.
አሰበ
And he would think,
እኔም እንደዚህ የምኖርበት ጊዜ ነበር
wow, I didn't know I get to live like this.
ይሄ ሁሉ በጌታ አማካኝነት ነው
This is all by the grace of the owner.
ልጆቹን ቻይና ሬስቶራንት ይወስዳቸዋል
He took his children to a Chinese restaurant.
ምንድነው የምትበሉት
What do you guys want
እኔ
to eat?
ጫጫኝ ፈልጋለሁ
Father, jjajangmyeon noodles.
በቃ ያንን ብሉ
All right, bring me the jjajangmyeon
በጣም
noodles.
ደስተኞች ነበሩ
The kids were excited eating.
እኛ እንደዚህ የምንኖር ነበር
Wow, I never knew we could live like this.
እኔ የምለውን ስሙኝ
Guys, listen to me.
ይህ ሁሉ በጌታችን ምክንያት ነው እንደዚህ ሆነው
All of this is because of the owner, sir.
እነሱ ከመጣ ለወደፊት
So when the owner comes,
በስነ ስርዓት ሰላም በሉት
kids, you have to greet him very humbly, okay?
አመስግኑ በል
You have to say thank you to him, okay?
ምንድነው የምታመሰግኑት ብሎ ከጠየቃችሁ
And if he asks you thankful for what?
ለእኛ የእርሻ ቦታ ስለሰጠህን
It's because you gave us the
እና በጣም
vineyard.
ሀብታም ሆነናል
Because of you, sir, we're living
እናመሰግናለን።
so well.
እንደዛ ብላችሁ
Thank
መናገር
you.
አለባችሁ
That's how you have to greet him, okay?
እና በደንብ መስማት አለባችሁ
And when he speaks to you, you have to listen well, okay, kids?
እና በጣም የደስታ ልብ ነበረው
The farmer was full of a thankful heart to the owner.
አንድ አመት አለፈ 2 አመት አለፈ
1 year, 2 years passed.
እና በጣም ሀብታም ሰው ሆነ
And really, he became a rich man.
እና ጥሩ ልብስ ለበሰ
He's wearing fine clothes,
ጥሩ ጋሪ ነበረው
riding in a nice horse
እና
carriage. And something happens in the village, he would make
በብዙ ሰዎች
donations.
ተቀበሉት
And then people would recognize him in the
እና
village.
በጣም ጥሩ ሰው ሆነ
He was a good
ደስተኛ
man.
ነበር
He was happy.
ይሄ በባለጌቴ ምክንያት
This
ነው
is all because of the grace of the owner.
እና ለሱ በደንብ መስራት
We
አለብኝ
have to be good to the owner, okay?
እና ማመስገን አለብን
Honey,
አይደል
you're thankful to the owner, aren't you?
እንደዛ ይል ነበር
That's how they felt.
እዛ ጊዜያት ቀኖች አላለፉ
And then time passed.
ያንን ቀንም ጠጥቶ ነበር
And one day he had a drink.
ከዛም ደስ አለው
And he was in a good mood.
ከዛ ማታ ወደ ቤቱ ተመለሰ
And in the evening he came home.
እና በራፉ ጋር ሳለ ሰዎች ቆመው
And
ነበር
by the front gate, a few men were standing there.
እንዴ ምንድን ነው እዚህ ያለው
Why are these guys hanging out in
ምንድነው?
front of somebody else's front gate?
እና እዚህ ምንድን ነው ይሄ
Hey guys, who you guys? Who you guys?
እና እኔ እየጠየቅኩ ነው ምንድን ናችሁ
Who you guys? I'm talking to you.
ሌላ ነገር አይደለም
Oh well, yes, we're here because
እና የክራይ ክፈል ተብለህ ነው የመጣሁት
because of the owner of the vineyard has sent us here to collect the rent.
እና ይሄ ነው ልክ ነኝ ብዬ እኛ ስናስብ ነበር
And we weren't sure whether we came to the right vineyard.
የክራይ ክፈሉ ብሎ ነው የላካችሁ ለካ
Finally, the owner has sent to collect the rent.
ገንዘብ አዘጋጅቻለሁ
Yes, the money is ready.
እሺ
Good.
ግን እናንተ
But guys,
እናንተ ክራይ ተቀበላችሁ ለምንድን ነው እንደዚህ የምትኮሩት
you are here to collect the rent, but why do you act so rude?
እኔ አስቦ የማያውቀው ነገር በአፉ ሲናገር ነበር
Something he had never imagined was coming out from his lips.
እኛ ምንም እኮ አላደረግንም
What did we say?
ይሄ ምንድን ነው እንደዚህ የምትመልሱ አንተ ሰው
You little punks, how dare you talk back to me?
አንተ መገረፍ አለብህ
You need to get a little taste of this, huh?
እና ራሱን ደነገጠ
He was stunned at himself.
እኔ እንደዚህ ማድረግ አልፈለኩም ነበር
I didn't want to act like this.
እኔ እንድጎበጥ
I
ጥሩ ሰው
wanted to
መሆን
be good
ፈልጌ
to the
ነበር
owner.
ለምንድን ነው የምትመታን
Why are you hitting us?
እባክህ ንገረን
Just talk.
እንዴ አንተ መገረፍ አለብህ ራስን መምታት አለብኝ
You punks, you want me to break open your head?
እና ማሰብ ራሱ አልቻለም እኔ ለምንድን ነው እንደዚህ ሆንኩት
He never imagined he would be saying this. Why am I acting
እንደዚህ
like
ማድረግ
this?
አልፈልግም
Why am I acting like this? I
እኔ
want it
ጥሩ
to be
ሰው መሆን
good. I want it
ፈልጋለሁ
to be kind.
እንዴ እናንተ እንደዚህ ሰውን እንዴት እንደዚህ ትንቃላችሁ
But he kept on feeling that way. You little punks, how dare you despise me?
እባክህ አትቆጣ እኛ የክራይ ልንቀበል ነው የመጣ ነው
Please don't get mad. We're just here to receive the rent.
አውቃለሁ ክራይ እንደምትከተል እኔ እጅ ላይ
I know,
አይደለሁም
I heard you. I'm not stupid. You think I'm stupid, you punks?
አልገባውም ነበርም
He couldn't understand.
ለምን እንደዚህ ያደረኩት?
Why am I acting like this?
ጥሩ ማድረግ ፈልጌ
I
ነበር
wanted to be good to the owner.
እና በጥሩ ማድረግ ፈልጌ ነበር
And I
ለጌታዬ
really wanted to be good to the owner.
እና ሳያውቅ ይሄ ነገር በልቡ ውስጥ ተሞልቶ ነበር።
But inside, without himself knowing it, those thoughts came from him.
አይ በቃ ዝም ብዬ አላልኩም። ይሄ ሰው መገረፍ አለበት።
You little punks, you don't understand what I'm saying, you punks.
ኧረ እባክህ ተረጋጋ።
Excuse me, please, calm down. Why are you acting
እና
like
ምንድን
this?
ያጠፋ ነው?
What did we do wrong?
ይሄ ሰው አንተ መገረፍ አለብህ።
You keep talking back, huh? You want to die?
ደባልየው መጣች።
And then the wife came outside.
ምንድን ነው አለች።
What's wrong?
እነዚህ ሰዎች እየኮራቡን ነው። ምንድን ነው እነሱ እኔ ጌታን እያሉ ነው እንደዚህ የሚሉት?
These little punks are acting rude. Yeah, you're here to collect rent, but you're not the owner, you punks.
እና ምንም ሊያምኑ አልቻሉም።
He could not believe
እኔ
it.
እንደዚህ ማድረግ አልፈለኩም።
I didn't want to act like this.
እኔ ጥሩ ማድረግ ፈልጌ
I
ነበር።
wanted to be good to the
ማመስገኝ
owner.
ነበር
I was thankful.
እና መታቸው።
And then he hit them.
ከዛ አንዱ ፈረሰ።
One man fell,
ከዛ ራሱ ድንጋይ መታው።
and his head hit the rock
ከዛ ሞተ።
and died.
ሌሎቹ አመለጡ።
And all the other men just ran away.
እና ማታ ሆነ።
And late into the night,
ሚስቱ ነገረች።
he spoke with his wife.
ለምን ዛሬ እንደዚህ ያደረከው?
The wife said, "Honey, why did you do that?
አንተ ጥሩ አደርጋለሁ ብላ
You
ነበር።
said we have to be good to the
ጥሩ
owner.
አደርጋለሁ ብላ ነበር።
You said you were
ለምን
thankful.
እንደዚህ ያደረከው?
But why are you acting like
እብድ
that?
መስሃል።
You look like you were crazy."
እኔም አላውቅም።
I don't know.
እንደዚህ ማድረግ አልፈለኩም ነበር።
I wasn't trying to be like that.
እኔ አመስግኘው ነበር።
But really, I was really thankful.
እንደኛ ጌታ
And
አይነሱ
there's
የለም።
nobody like
እና
the
መቆጣጠር
owner.
ፈልጌ ነበር።
I wanted to be good.
ለምን እንደዚህ
But why
ያደረኩት?
did I act like that?
ከዛ በጣም ተጨነቅ። ጌቶችን ላከ።
And then the owner sent even more servants.
እነዚህ ሰዎች
Punks.
ብዙ ሰው አምጥተህ ምን እንጣላ ማለት ነው?
So you said you more people here, huh? So you want to go at it, huh?
ጥሩ።
Fine.
እኔም ሰዎችን አመጣለሁ።
I'll bring my people too.
ከዛ ብዙ ሰዎችን ይዞ መጣ።
And he brought some of his
እስቲ
more
አሁን ሞክር።
people. Come on. Come on.
አይ እንደዚህ አይደለም እኮ።
And then the owner's people said, "No, that's not what it's
ምን
about."
ማለት ነው? ምንድን ነው?
You know what do you mean that's not what it's
እንደዚህ
about?
ለምንድነው ብዙ ሰዎች ይዘህ
Then why
የመጣው?
is there so many of you then?
እንጣላ ነው?
You're looking for a
እስቲ
fight.
እንሞክር።
Come on, bring it on.
እኔ እንደዚህ ማድረግ አልፈልግም።
And he thought, I wasn't trying to be like
ጥሩ ማድረግ
this.
ፈልጌ ነበር።
I tried to be good.
ጥሩ ማድረግ
I'm
አልፈለኩም
not trying to be like this.
እና እንደዚህ አስቤ ነበር።
But without even himself knowing it, he was having that kind of a heart, and a fight broke out.
ከዛ ተጣሉ። ሁሉም
And then
አመለጡ
everybody ran away.
እና ጌታው በጣም አዘነ።
And the owner was very upset in his heart.
ምንም ማድረግ አልቻለም።
The owner had no choice.
አሰበና
The owner thought about this,
በቃ ብቸኛውን ልጁን ላከ።
and then he sent his one and only son.
ልጄን ቢያንስ ያከብሩታል።
He will reverence my son.
ከዛ ልጁ መጣ።
The son came.
እንኳን ደህና መጣ ልጅ።
Oh, sir, are you here?
አዎ ያው መጥቻለሁ።
Oh, yes, I've come here.
እናስ
So,
ከኔ ጋር መጣላት ፈልገህ ነው?
you want to go at it with me? Is that what you want?
አይ ምንድን ነው የምትለው?
No, what do you mean?
እንደዛ አይደለም።
That's not why I'm here.
በቃ ክራዩን ብቻ ክፈል።
I'm just here to receive the rent.
አባቴ ክራይ ተቀበል ብሎኛል።
Father sent me to collect the rent.
እኔ እንደዛ ቀላል ሰው እመስልሃለሁ?
You thought I was such a pushover?
አዎ እኔ ሳስብ ነበር እንደውም
You know, I got my thoughts too.
አንተ ከሌለ ይህ ሀብት ሁሉ የኛ ይሆናል አይደል?
You know, without you, sir, this land will become mine.
አባትህ ስላረጀ
Your father is old.
ስንት ዓመት ይኖራል?
How many more years does he have to live?
በቃ አንተ መሞት አለብህ።
For our sake, you're going to have to die.
ለምንድን ነው?
Excuse me, why are you saying that?
እንዴ እኔ እኮ አባቴ ጥሩ
My
አድርጎልሃል።
father was good to you.
ሀብታም እንድትሆን ብዙ ነገር አድርጎልሃል።
And you can just live fine with this
በቃ
vineyard.
የክራይ ብቻ እኮ ክፈል ነው የተባልከው።
Father just said you only need to pay the rent, that's it.
ምንድን ነው ዝም ብለህ ሌላ ነገር ትናገራለህ?
Wow, you gave words like an angel.
አንተ ይኸው ባሪያዎች ሞተዋል።
Even though the servants are already
እንዴ
dead,
አንተ ጥሩ ሰው ነህ ታዲያ?
would he be so generous?
አይ እኔ እንደዛ አይነት ሰው አይደለሁም።
I am not that kind.
ስለዚህ
Sir,
በእኛ ብለህ መሞት አለብህ።
for our sake, you're going to have to
በቃ
die.
ና ወደ ውስጥ እንግባ።
Shall we go inside?
ና እስቲ ልጋብዝህ።
I will treat you to a drink.
ከዛ በቃ ጠጣና
And
መሞት
after the
አለብህ።
drink, you're going to have to die.
ከዛ
And then he
ገደለ።
killed the owner's son.
ከዛ ይሄ በመጽሐፍ ቅዱስ
This is a
ያለቃል ነው
story in the Bible.
ምን እንደሆነ ገብታችኋል?
Do you know why this is in the Bible?
እኛ በራሳችን እንኖራለን ግን ለራሳችን በደንብ አናውቅም።
We, even though we live, we don't know ourselves at all.
እና አልኮል ካቋረጥኩኝ እችላለሁ ይላሉ።
People think if I want to quit drinking, I can
እና ካላጨስኩ እችላለሁ ይላሉ።
quit. If I really want to quit drugs, I can quit drugs.
እና በጎ ሆኜ ከኖርክ መኖር እችላለሁ ብለው ያስባሉ።
People think if I try to live to be good, I can be good.
ግን ያ ሁሉ ተሳስቶ ነው።
It's all a lie.
የእግዚአብሔርን ቃል ከታዘዝን ሁሉ ነገር ከታዘዝን እንችላለን ብለን እናስባለን።
People think if I try, I could obey the word of God, keep the commandments, and be good.
እና ይሄ ተረት
This story
ኢየሱስ የተናገረው ተረት ነው።
is a story Jesus told,
የቃሎችን ተናግሮ
seeing the heart of us humans.
እና ሱሰኛ ሁሉ ጊዜ አቋርጣሉ ይላሉ።
And the drug addicts say every day I'm going to quit drugs.
እና አልኮለኞች ሁሉ ጊዜ እናቋርጣሉ
Alcoholics
ይላሉ።
every day they say they're going to quit drinking.
እንደዛ ብሎ ይናገራሉ።
Smoking addicts they say every day I'm going to quit
አዎ
smoking.
በልባቸው
And in
እንደዛ ያለ
their hearts they say they
ማቋረጥ
can
ነው
do it.
ያለባቸው።
Then quit and quit.
እኔ አቋርጣሉ ይላሉ።
If I quit, I quit.
እንደዛ አደርጋለሁ።
Then I won't
እንደዛ ካደረግ
smoke.
ይሆናል።
I just won't drink.
እና እኔ አንድ ማውቀው ሰው ነበር።
Oh, there's this father of a person I knew.
አልኮል ሲጠጣ ከዛ ሞተ።
He passed away from drinking.
እና በአልኮል ምክንያት በሽታ ይዞት ነበር።
And he got a sickness from drinking.
ዶክተሩ ተናገረ።
And then the doctor said,
አንተ አልኮል ከጠጣ ትሞታለህ።
if you drink, you're going to die.
አንድ ጊዜ ብቻ ከጠጣ ትሞታለህ።
If you have just one more gulp of alcohol, you will die. You have to remember that.
ይሄን ማስታወስ አለብህ።
And he came home from the hospital after the
ከዛ
treatment.
ካለቀ በኋላ
And he gathered
ወደ
his
ቤቱ
children.
ገባ። ልጆቼ ሆይ
Kids,
አሁን ከበሽታ ይድኛለሁ።
my disease is
ከዛ
all
ሲናገር
healed.
ዶክተሩ
But the doctor said,
ከጠጣ ትሞታለህ ብሎታል።
he said that if I drink, that I will die.
እኔ በፍጹም አልጠጣም።
So I will never drink.
ከዛ
And you guys also,
እኔ ከጠጣ
if you ever see me drinking,
ድጋሚ እንዳጠጣ
you
አደርጋለሁ።
have to stop me from drinking.
ከዛ አቆመ።
And he quit drinking, and that's what he said to his kids.
በዛን ቀን ላይ
The fall of that year,
አባትየው ኮት አድርጎ ወጣ።
the father was putting on his coat to go out.
ብዙ ጊዜ ኮት አድርጎ ሲወጣ ነበር።
Usually the coat that you wear when you're going to a party.
ከዛ አባትየው ወዴት ነው የምትሄደው?
Father, where are you going?
ጓደኛዬ ቤት ሊሄድ
Oh,
ነው።
my friend's having his 60th birthday.
እባክህ አትሂድ።
Father, don't go.
እና
Because
ይሄንን
if
ነው
you go, you're going
የሚናገረው።
to drink.
እባክህ
Hey,
እና ከሞትክ እኔ እንደዚህ ላደርግ እችላለሁ?
you little punk, I know if I drink, I'm going to die. You
I
think
know,
I'm going
yeah,
to drink?
እንዴት
You know,
ትለኛለህ?
how could you say that to me?
ባትሄድ ይሻላል እባክህ።
But still, you shouldn't go.
እና ምንድን ነው
It's my friend's 60th birthday. I have to be there.
ካልጠጣ በቃ
I just
ይቻላል።
won't drink.
በቃ እኔ እንኳን ደስ አለ ማለት አለብን። ደስተኛ
I'll
መሆን
eat
አለብን።
other stuff. I'm just there to congratulate and celebrate with him.
እሺ ጥሩ ነው ግን
All right?
እንደዛ ማድረግ
Still,
የለብህም።
you shouldn't go.
እኔ እንደዚህ እንደ አይነት ሰው ነኝ።
You think I'm that lost? You think I can't control myself?
ዝም ብለህ በልተህ ተዝናንቼ ልመጣ ነው። ለምን እንደዚህ ትላለህ?
I'll just be there
እኔ ሌላ ነገር አልጠጣም። አይ ዝም ብለህ አትናገር።
and not drink. I'll just have some cake and come home. I'll be fine. You think I'm going to drink? If I drink, I'm going to die. I'm not a fool.
ከዛ አንድ ላይ ሄዱ።
The father went to the party.
ቀኑን ሙሉ ጠጣ፣ ተዝናናም።
In the countrysides at the parties, they drink and eat and talk all day long.
ከዛ ሄዱ ተናገረ።
And he went there and he said,
በቃ ምንም እንዳልጠጣ እርዱ።
guys, don't urge me to drink.
ዛሬ ከጠጣው እሞታለሁ
If I drink, I'm going to die.
እና እኔን ከልኩልኝ እባካችሁ።
If I try to drink, you guys got to stop me, okay?
ከዛ እንዳትጠጣ አድርገኝ።
Okay, they say, yeah, don't drink, okay?
እሺ
Okay.
ይሻለን።
And just eat the other stuff.
ከዛ
And then the
በቃ
party was
ፓርቲ ጥሩ
fun.
ነበር። ከዛም በኋላ
After lunch,
የአልኮል አመጡ።
they pulled out the drinking cups.
ከዛ ትንሽ ብቻ ስጠኝ።
Hey, just give me a little bit.
አይ ይሄን ያልከሆነ ጥሩ ነው።
And a little bit is okay, this much.
አይ ቢሆንም ባልጠጣ
Hey,
ይሻላል።
still, you shouldn't drink.
አይ ትንሽ ከጠጣ እኮ አትሞትም።
Hey, you think that little bit's gonna kill me? It's not gonna kill
ችግር
me.
የለውም።
It's okay.
አይ ቢሆንም ባልጠጣ
But
ይሻላል።
still, you shouldn't drink.
አይ እንደዛ አታደርግ።
And no.
አይ ትንሽ ስጠው። ትንሽ ቢጠጣ እኮ አይሞትም።
Hey, the kid said, hey, and then the other friend said, just give him a little bit. That's not gonna kill him, just a
እና
little
በቃ
bit.
በጣም እንደዚህ
And so
ነበር።
they gave him a very little bit.
ከተጠጣ
He drank it.
ምንም አልሆነም።
He was fine.
ምንም አልሆንኩም።
Hey, I'm fine.
ስለዚህ ዶክተሩ እየዋሸኝ ነው ማለት ነው።
Did the doctor lie?
ስለዚህ አትጠጣ ብሎ ነው እንደዚህ ያለው ማለት ነው።
He just doesn't want me to drink. That's why he said that.
ከዛ በቃ እኔ ትንሽ ልጠጣ።
Give me just a little more.
ትንሽ
A little bit.
አይ ባልጠጣ ይሻላል።
Hey, you shouldn't
አይ ምንም
drink.
ችግር የለውም።
It's okay. It's okay.
በቃ ትንሽ ብቻ ስጠኝ።
It's okay. Not that much. Just this much. I'll be okay.
ምንም አልተፈጠረም።
And he drank. He was okay.
በቃ አይ ችግር የለውም።
That doctor,
የዶክተሩ እኔ
he
ዋሽቶ ነው እንደዚህ ሆነው።
lied to me.
በቃ ከጠጣ
Because he
ትሞታለህ
didn't want me to drink
ምንም አልሆነም።
and lied to me that I was gonna die. I drank. I'm fine.
እና ዶክተሩ አታለለኝ።
The doctor lied to me.
ያ ሰው
That little punk.
እስቲ ስማኝ።
Give me a little more.
ጋር ጠጣም
And he drank.
ምንም ማድረግ አልቻለም።
He was fine.
ምንም አላደርግም ማለት ነው ማለት ነው።
Hey, you're fine.
ይሄ ዶክተሩ
That doctor.
ዋሸኝ ማለት ነው።
He lied.
እስቲ አንድ ብቻ ልጠጣ።
Come on, give me a cup.
ጠጣ።
He drank.
ምንም አልሆነም።
He was fine.
ደህና ነው።
I'm fine.
ከዛ
Then he had
ሁለት
2
ጠጣ።
cups.
3 ጠጣ።
3 cups.
ደህና
He was
ነበር።
fine.
ከዛ ማታ ሆነ።
And then it became evening.
ከዛ ማታ እያለቀ ሲሄድ
And the party was about to end.
እና የሆነ አመመው።
It doesn't feel good inside.
ምንድን ጠጥቼ ነው?
Is it because I drank?
ሆዴን
Oh,
አመመኝ።
my stomach.
ሆዴን አመመኝ።
Oh, my stomach.
ልሞት ደረስኩ።
Oh, I'm gonna
ሆዴን
die.
አመመኝ።
Oh, my stomach.
ከዛ ሞተ።
And then he died.
ከዛ ሰው እንደዚህ
That's
ይላል።
how people are.
ሁሉም እንደዚህ ናቸው።
That's how everybody is.
ራሳችን ስለማንተማመን
Because we cannot trust ourselves.
ከጠጣው ሞታለሁ ብሎ ስለሚያስቡ መጠጣት አያስፈልግም።
And he thought if he doesn't want to drink, he thought he was able to not drink.
እንደማይጠጣ አስቦ ነበር።
And he thought he wasn't going to drink.
እና ገበሬዎች ጥሩ ነው ብሎ ያስቡ ነበር።
The farmers thought if they tried to be good to the owner, they would be good to the owner.
ይሄ የሌላ ገበሬ ተረት አይደለም።
This is not some story about some farmers.
ሰው ሁሉ እንደዚህ ነው።
This is how all humans
እንደዛ
are.
የሚያደርግ ማንም የለም።
There's nobody who is not like this.
በጣም ብዙ ሰዎች
But so many people
ይታለላሉ።
are deceived.
እኔ እኮ ማቋረጥ ከቻልኩ አቋርጣለሁ።
If I want to quit drinking, I can quit.
መጥፎ ነገር ካላደርኩ ይበቃል።
All I have to do is not do the bad things.
መዋሸት
All I have to
የለብኝም።
do is not lie.
በቃ በትጋት የእግዚአብሔርን ቃል እየተከተልኩ
Now I
እኖራለሁ።
have to live
እንደዚህ
diligently
ማድረግ
following the
አለብኝ።
word of God. Now I have to keep the law.
እና ጠቃሚ ነገር ምንድን ነው?
So the important thing is what?
ኢየሱስ ለኛ የሚናገረው ምንድን ነው?
What Jesus is telling us.
በራሴ ጥረት አይደለም።
He's not telling us to be careful.
አትጠጣ ይሄ ማለት አይደለም።
He's not telling, oh, don't drink. That's not what he's saying.
ከክርስቶስ ጋር አንድ ተሰቅዬ ሞቻለሁ።
Telling us that we have to be crucified with Jesus at the cross.
እና እህትና ወንድሞች መካከል
Among the preachers in my church, among the brothers and sisters,
ደግሞ የተወልደ በጣም ደስ ያላቸው ሰዎች
people who got saved and were so joyous and happy,
ወድቀው ወደ ዓለም ሲገቡ በጣም አይቻለሁ።
I often saw them corrupting and falling into difficulty and corruption.
እና ደግሞ የተወልደው በጣም ደስ ብለኛ ነበሩ።
Really, the church where they received the forgiveness of sins and where they used to rejoice,
ከዛ ይቃወማሉ።
they go against it.
በውሸት ቤተክርስቲያን ይሳደባሉ።
And with lies, speaking bad things about the church.
ብዙ ጊዜ አይቻለሁ።
I saw that so much.
እና ከወንጌል ሰምተው
They heard the gospel from the servant of God.
ዳግመኛ ተወልደዋል፣
And even though they got saved,
ግን በሰይጣን
they
ይታለላሉ።
are deceived by Satan.
ስለ መጥፎ ነገር ይናገራሉ።
They speak ill of the servant and
ብዙ
speak
ጊዜ አይቻለሁ።
lies. I've seen a lot of people like that.
ችግሩ
The problem is
ራሳችንን ማመን የለብንም።
we should not trust ourselves.
ብዙ ሰዎች ግን
But most people,
እኔ ትንሽ ኃጢአት ሰርቻለሁ፣
they think, yeah, I've committed a little bit of sin,
ግን እኔ ደህና ሰው ነኝ ብሎ ያስባሉ።
but they think of themselves as fine people.
ሁሉም ሰው
Everyone, all of you,
በሰይጣን ከገባችሁ
if you fall into Satan,
ኃጢአት ልሰሩ ትችላላችሁ፣
you can commit sin
ክፉ ልሰሩ ትችላላችሁ።
and you can do evil,
እንደ አስቆሮቱ ይሁዳ
and like Judas Iscariot,
ኢየሱስን ልትሸጡ ትችላላችሁ።
you can even betray Jesus,
አስፈሪ ሰው ትሆናላችሁ።
and you can become terribly evil people.
ሰይጣን እናንተን ያታልላል።
The devil deceives you. If you get deceived,
እና ሰይጣን
you can become the
ትሆናላችሁ።
devil.
ግን ብዙ ሰዎች
But people,
በራሳቸው ይተማመናሉ።
they trust themselves.
እኔ ጥሩ ማድረግ አለብኝ ብሎ
The
ነበር።
farmer said, I'm going to be good to the owner.
አገለግላለሁ።
I'm going to serve the owner
ሁሉም
well.
ይሆናል ብሎ አስቦ ነበር።
They thought they could do well.
ያ በራስ መተማመን ነው።
Everyone, that is trusting
ከዚህ
yourself.
በላይ ጥበበኛ ነኝ ማለት።
Satan is much wiser than us.
ግን ሁሉም ነገር ጥነናል። በዚህ
All
ምክንያት
the disciples of the Lord threw Jesus away.
ኢየሱስን ሽጠነዋል።
Judas Iscariot betrayed Jesus.
በመጽሐፍ ቅዱስ ላይ ስለዚህ ብዙ ተጽፏል።
And there are so many stories like that in the Bible.
እና በተለይ መጽሐፍ ቅዱስ ምሳሌ ስናነብ
Everyone, when you read the book of
ሰዎች
Judges,
በእግዚአብሔር ሰው ያምነው ነበር።
the
ህይወታቸው
people
ይሻሻል።
of Israel believed in God.
እግዚአብሔር ናቁ።
And then when things get comfortable,
ራሳቸው ማምለክ
they
ጀመሩ።
forsake God.
ሌላውን ያመልካሉ።
Serve Baal
እንደዚህ ይኖሩ
and
ነበር።
serve Ashtaroth. That's what they do.
እና እግዚአብሔር ይረግማል።
And then God curses them.
እንደዚህ እንደሆነ
They
ያደርጋል።
become captives.
እያለቀሱ ንስሐ ይገባሉ።
Then they cry in remorse.
እና እንደዛ ከገቡ
And then when God saves
ከዛ
them,
ከጥቂት ጊዜ በኋላ
not long after,
ድጋሚ ሌላ አምላክ ያመልካሉ።
again they serve Gentile
እንደዛ
gods.
ያደርጋሉ።
Again they do evil
ከዛ እንደዛ ይሆናሉ።
and fall into sin.
እና ሰው ማለት ይሄ ነው።
That is what humans are.
ሰዎች
But people,
ሌላ ሰው ሁሉ እንደዚህ ቢያደርግ
they think everybody else will be like that.
እኔ እንደዛ አላደርግም ብሎ ያምናሉ።
But they think that they will not be like
ሁሉም
that.
እንደዛ ነበር የሚያስበው።
That is how everybody thinks.
ስለዚህም
That's why
በራሳችሁ ካመናችሁ
if you trust yourself,
በራሳችሁ ካመናችሁ
if you trust yourself,
አሁን ላይ መስል ይችላል፣
then quickly, even though it may not be right now,
ግን የሰይጣን ባሪያው
you can
ትሆናላችሁ።
become a servant of the devil.
ይሄ ኢየሱስ የተናገረው ቃል ነው።
These are words from Jesus
ግን ስለ ገበሬው
about the
የተናገረው ቃል
husbandmen of the vineyard.
እና ለጌታ በጣም ማመስገን ነበረበት።
The farmers of the vineyard, they were so thankful to the owner.
በጣም ድሃና አሳዛኝ ህይወት ይኖር ነበር
They used to live so poor and pitiful.
እና ግን በሰላም መኖር ቻለ
But after the vineyard was
እና
entrusted to
ደስተኛ
them,
ሆኖ መኖር ይችል ነበር።
they lived well, rich and
ሁሉም የእግዚአብሔር
happy.
ጸጋ ነው።
This is
እኔ
all-
ማመስገን አለብኝ።
This is the grace of the owner. We're thankful and thankful.
ግን በጣም ብዙ ሰዎች ይቅርታ
I've seen
አግኝተው
many people receive forgiveness of sins by the blood of
ደስ
Jesus
ለጌታ
and
ብሎ
rejoice.
ለጌታ ብሎ ማገልገል የሚፈልጉ ብዙ ሰዎች አሉ።
And there were many people who wanted to live for the Lord.
በ1962 ዓመተ ምህረት ዳግመኛ ተወለድኩ።
I received the forgiveness of sins in 1962.
ከሚሽን ስኩል ገባው።
And I went to the missionary school.
በዛን ጊዜ
At that time,
ቴጉ ያሉ በጣም ብዙ ሺህ ወንድምና እህቶች
in Tegu, among the brothers and sisters, hundreds of them,
ለኢየሱስ ለመኖር አቅደው ነበር።
all of them were determined and decided to live only for Jesus.
ግን አንድም እንኳን ለኢየሱስ የሚኖሩ የሉም አሁን።
But among them, not one of them are living for Jesus right now.
ሁሉም ወደ ስጋዊ መንገድ ሄደዋል።
They all went to the flesh
ወደ ዓለም ሄደዋል።
and flowed to the world
ወደ ኃጢአት ውስጥ ገብተዋል።
and fell into sin.
እንደዚህ እያሉ
And then
ይናገራሉ።
they say,
ያ ወንድም እንደዛ አድርጓል።
yeah, that's how that brother was.
እንደዛ ማድረግ ይመስላቸዋል አይደል?
And they think it's not going to happen to
እኔ
them.
ጥሩ አደርጋለሁ ብሎ ያስባል።
They think they can be fine.
እኔ ከቤተክርስቲያን አደርቅም ብሎ ያስባሉ።
They think they will not go against the church.
ግን የማሩቅ ይመስላል ይላሉ።
They think that they will not corrupt.
ሁሉም በሰይጣን ተታለው ነው።
And they are all deceived by Satan.
ማናችሁ ቢሆኑ እኔ እንድትከተሉ
That's why Jesus says, whosoever shall follow me
ራሳቸውን ክዳችሁ
shall deny himself.
ራሳቸውን ክዳችሁ
Deny himself.
ለዚህ ነው ኢየሱስን
That's
በማመን
why, even though we believe in Jesus,
እየተባረክን
I
ጥሩ
got
ማድረግ
blessed by
አለብኝ፣
God.
እንደዚህ
I
ማድረግ
have to do
አለብኝ፣
well. I
ጥሩ
have to
ማድረግ
serve God
አለብኝ።
well. I'm going to live for God.
እንደዚህ ላይ የሚናገሩ በጣም ብዙ ሰዎች አሉ።
A lot of people start off with that kind of a heart.
እንደዚህ ከሆነ ችግር ይመጣል።
Then it becomes a problem.
በራሳችሁ መተማመን የለባችሁም።
You have to not trust yourself.
በራሳችሁ መካድ ያስፈልጋል።
You have to deny yourself.
በ1962 ዓመተ ምህረት
In 1962,
ሚሽን ስኩል እያለሁ
when I was in the missionary school,
ከኔ በላይ በጣም የሚሻሉ ሰዎች ነበሩ።
there was a lot of people who were much greater than me.
አሁን የት እንዳሉ አይታወቅም።
And now I don't know where they are at.
በጣም
Really.
እና አንድ ማውቀው ነገር አለ።
There's one thing that I did.
ሀሳቤን ከተከተልኩ እፈርሳለሁ።
If I follow my thoughts, it'll ruin
ሀሳቤን
me.
ከተከተልኩ እፈርሳለሁ።
If I follow my thoughts, it'll ruin me.
አንዳንዴ ጥሩ ሀሳብ ይነሳል፣
Occasionally good thoughts come.
የሚሳካልኝ ይመስለኛል።
And it looks like things are going to go well.
ግን ያ የኔ ሀሳብ ነው።
Is this my thoughts?
እግዚአብሔር የሚፈልገው ነገር አይደለም።
Is this what God wants?
በራሳችን መተማመን የለብንም።
I did not trust myself.
ቢሆንም ግን
Even so,
ብዙ ጊዜ በራሳችን እንተማመናለን።
Occasionally, time to time, I would trust myself.
ብዙ ጊዜ እንሳሳታለን።
And many times I made mistakes.
ብዙ ሰዎች ከዳኑ በኋላ በጣም ደስተኞች
Most people,
ናቸው።
when they get
ደስታ
saved, they're
ናቸው
happy and joyous.
እና በጣም ጥሩ ሚስት ያገኘ ሰው ነበር።
Really, that man who had that wonderful, kind wife,
ይወዳል ሚስቱን፣
even though he loves his wife,
ግን አንድ ሀሳብ ገባበት።
when that one thought entered
እንደዚህ
him,
ያደረገ።
it drove him crazy.
ሊቆጣጠር አልቻለም።
It became unbearable.
ከዛ ክፉ ሰው
The evil spirit
ክፉ መንፈስ ሰራ።
works upon you
ከዛ ቤት
and
ይገባል።
puts the evil heart in you.
በቃ ሰይጣን ሆኖ ቀረ ማለት
And you
ነው።
could only become an evil person.
ደግሜ ቢወለድም
Even though you receive the forgiveness of sins, you could only corrupt.
ደግሜ ተወልዶ እንዴት እንደዚህ ሊያደርግ ይችላል?
How could a person who has received the forgiveness of sins act like that? You can't understand.
ደግሜ
But
የተወለደ ትክክለኛ ቤተክርስቲያን
the true church where people receive the forgiveness of sins,
ብዙ ዓመት አይሄድም፣
they say it do not last long.
ይወድቃሉ።
They say it corrupts.
በዙሪያዬ
Around me,
ደግሜ ተወልዶ በጣም እግዚአብሔር የሚወዱ ሰዎች
the people who receive the forgiveness of sins and who so
ሲወድቁ
love and serve
አይቻለሁ።
the Lord, I saw them corrupt
ይጠጣሉ።
and drink
የተበላሸ ህይወት የሚኖሩ ሰዎች በጣም ብዙ አይቻለሁ።
and become riotous people. I've seen that common.
ማናችንም ቢሆን እንኳን
No matter who we are,
ከሰይጣን
if Satan pulls you,
እንጎተታለን።
you can only be pulled.
በራሳቸው መተማመን የለባቸውም።
Do not trust yourself.
ኢየሱስን ብቻ ተመልከቱ።
You have to look only to Jesus Christ.
እኔ አደርጋለሁ፣
I will do
እንደዚህ
something.
ማመን የለባቸውም።
Do not trust that.
እኛ ቆሻሻ ሰዎች ነን፣
I am filthy and dirty,
በሰይጣን መተላለል ያለብን ሰዎች ነን።
and I could only be deceived by Satan.
ኢየሱስ እኔን መምራት አለበት።
Therefore, Jesus must lead
ኢየሱስ የኔ
me.
ህይወት መምራት አለበት።
Therefore, the Lord must lead my life.
ከአገልጋዮች መካከል
Even amongst preachers,
በራሳቸው የሚተማመኑ በጣም ብዙ ናቸው።
there are many who trust themselves.
ለዛ ነው ይህንን ዳግመኛ ተወልደው
That's why, even though they receive this amazing forgiveness of
በሰይጣን
sins,
ይታለላሉ፣
quickly they're deceived by
ይጠጣሉ፣
Satan. They drink and
ሱሰኛ
do
ይሆናሉ፣
drugs and fall
ኃጢአት
into
ይገባሉ፣
sin and go against
ቤተክርስቲያን
the
ይቃወማሉ፣
church
ኢየሱስን
and
ይቃወማሉ።
go against Jesus.
እንደዛ ያደርጋሉ።
No matter what,
ሰይጣን እንደዛ ሊያደርግ ይችላል።
Satan is capable of doing
ኢየሱስ
so.
ማቴዎስ ወንጌል ምዕራፍ 1 ላይ እንደተናገረው
What Jesus is saying in Matthew 21,
እውነት ጥሩ ማድረግ ይፈልግ ነበር፣
really the farmer of the vineyard wanted to be good.
እንደዛ
They
ለማድረግ
were
አልፈልግም
thankful.
ነበር፣
They did not want to act this way.
ግን እንደዛ ማድረግ አልፈልግም፣ ግን አልቻለም።
But they went even all the way to killing the owner's son.
ማናችሁም ቢሆኑ ከእናንተ መካከል
There's nobody amongst you
እኔ እንደዛ አላደርግም ብላችሁ ልታስቡ ትችላላችሁ።
who think I would do such a thing.
ሰይጣን ከሰራ ግን
If Satan works,
እናንተም ሰይጣን ትሆናላችሁ።
you too become Satan.
በራሳችሁ ማመን የለባችሁም።
Therefore, you should not trust
ኢየሱስን
yourself.
ማመን ያስፈልጋል።
You have to trust
የኢየሱስ
Jesus.
እቅድ ነው።
Is this the will of Jesus?
መጽሐፍ ቅዱስ እንደዛ ይናገራል።
What does the Bible say?
የኢየሱስን ቃል ካልተከተላችሁ
And if you don't follow the words of Jesus,
ያታልላችኋል፣
the devil deceiving you
ኃጢአት ውስጥ ትገባላችሁ። እንደዛ ነው የምትሆኑት።
and making you fall into sin, it's not hard at all for the devil.
በእግዚአብሔር ፊት
In front of the Lord,
ትሁት መሆን
you
ያስፈልጋል።
must be humble and meek
ራሳችሁ ማመን
and
የለባችሁም።
not trust yourself.
በጣም ብዙ ሰዎች
So many people,
ሰው ይታለላሉ፣
they get saved
ግን ዳግመኛ ይወለዳሉ።
and have received the forgiveness of sins.
ዛሬ ሌሊት
Everyone, this early morning today,
አንድ ሽማግሌና ልጁ ነበር
there was an elder and his son.
እና ሌሊት ለእኔ ደወሉልኝ
They called me early in the morning today
እና 4 ነበር።
at 4 in the
እኔ
morning.
10 ካነሳው
I answered the phone.
ፓስተር እባክህ ላገኝ እችላለሁ አለኝ።
Pastor, I want to come and see you. Would you meet with me?
እዚህ ከመጣ ስንት ሰዓት
I
ይሆናል?
asked them, what time would you be arriving?
5 ሰዓት አካባቢ ይሆናል።
They said around 5 in the morning.
እባክህ ላገኝ ፈልጌ ነው
And Pastor, we'd like to see you.
እና የልጅ ልጄ አሁን ውትድርና ሊገባ ነው እና ላደርሰው ፈልጌ ነው
Because my grandson's going to the army tomorrow. I'm coming to pick him up.
እና ለምጻም ነበር ድሮ
He is an elder from the leper colony.
በ1978 ዓመተ ምህረት ላይ
Back then, it was 78, I think, 1978.
የለምጻሞች ከተማ ሄጄ
I held
አስተምሬ ነበር።
conferences at leper colonies.
በጣም ብዙ ለምጻሞች ከኃጢአት ድነው ነበረ
And many, many lepers had received the forgiveness of sins.
እና ከነሱ አንዱ
And one of the elders,
እና ዶሮ
what he
ያርባል።
did was he raised chicken.
ዳግመኛ ከተወለደ በኋላ
After receiving the forgiveness of sins,
ለሚስቱ ተናገረ፣
he told his wife,
ዛሬ ምንም ባደርግም እንዳትከለክኝ፣
honey, from today on, no matter what I do, don't stop me, okay?
ከዛ ግማሹን ዶሮዎችን ሸጠ
And he sold half of all his chickens.
እና 6,000 ነበረ
And he had about 6,000 chickens.
እና ያን 3,000 ራሱ ዶሮ ቢኖረው መኖር ይችላል
3,000 alone is more than enough to support our living.
ከዛ ግማሹን ዶሮ ሸጠ
So he sold off half of all the chickens he owned.
ያንን ይዞ
And with that,
በገንዘብ ቦርሳ ውስጥ አስቀመጠ
he put that money into his bag.
ከዛ ጓደኞችን ሄደው
And he would visit his friends who are also
እኔ ዳግመኛ
elders.
ተወልጃለሁ
And he would tell them, I received the forgiveness of
እኔ
sins.
ዳግመኛ
I'm born
ተወልጃለሁ
again.
እንዴት
How?
ፓስተር ፓርክ ጉባኤ ነበረውና
At the conference with Pastor Oksu Park.
እኔ ማስታወቃቸዋለሁ
Guys, I want to introduce to you Pastor Oksu Park.
እና እነ ጉባኤ አለ
You should have him and
እና
have
እኔ
a conference.
እንደናንተም
And your whole
ይረዳቸዋል
church will get born
እና በጣም
again.
በደስታ ተሞልቶ ነበር
Our church was filled with the Spirit.
እኛ ቤተክርስቲያን በጣም ገንዘብ
Well,
የለንም
our church has no budget to do that.
አውቃለሁ
I knew you would say
ከዛ
that.
ከፈተ
And then he would open his bag.
ከዛ ገንዘቡን
And
ቆጠረ
he would count his money.
ይሄንን ያህል በቂ ነው አይደል
This would be enough, right?
ከዛም
So,
ከዛ 7 ቤተክርስቲያን ውስጥ ጉባኤ ተካሂዶ ነበር
through that elder, we were able to have conferences at 7 churches.
እና ብዙ ለምጻሞች ያኔ ዳግመኛ ተወልደው ነበር
And many people among the lepers received the forgiveness of sins.
ቹሙ የሚባለው ቤተክርስቲያን
And at the church called Chungmu Wejo Church,
ፓስተሩ
the
60 ዓመቱ ነው
pastor, he was turning 60.
እና በጣም ትልቅ ፍቅር ያላቸው ሰዎች ናቸው
And then, the lepers, they have this strong
አሁን
love.
የነሱ ፓርቲ
And
ሊኖር
they
ነበር ግን እኔ
prepared
አልፈልግም
to have the 60th birthday party for him.
እኔ ሌላ ቦታ ሄዳለሁ
He said, I don't want it.
እንዴ ፓስተር አንተ
I'm
እኮ
going to go
አባታችን ነህ
away for a trip.
እንዴት ከኛ ልትርቅ ትችላለህ
Pastor,
60
you
ዓመት
are
ነው
our father. It's your 60th birthday. We want to host this party for you, Pastor.
ከዛ ፓስተሩ ተናገረ
But the pastor said,
አይ እኔ
I
አልፈልግም
don't want that.
እኔ የምፈልገው ነገር ነው ማድረግ ያለባችሁ
Why are you having a party that you want? You have the party that I
እሺ
want.
እንዳፈለክ አደርጋለሁ እኛ እንከተልሃለን
Pastor, do as you wish. We will support you.
እንደዛ ከሆነ
Well then,
አንድ ሳምንት ጉባኤ ይኖርም
let's
ጥሩ
have
ነው
1 week of 60th birthday party.
ፓስተር
Sure.
ፓርክን እንጥራውና ጉባኤ እናካሂድ
Let's invite Pastor Oksu Park and have a conference
ቹሙ የጆ ቤተክርስቲያን ነበር
at the Chungmu Ejo Church.
ከዛ እዛ የአንድ ሳምንት
I
ለለምጻሞች
went to the leper colony
ጉባኤ
and had a
ነበር
revival for a week.
ብዙ ቦታ ሄጄ ነበረ
And I went to many leper colonies.
ከልጄ ጋር በመኪና እየሄድን
With my son, I'd get in the car,
እንደዚህ እንሄዳለን
and when I go to the different
ከዛ
regions,
ሊያንጉክ
I would say Yeongguk.
እዛ ተራራውን ካለፍክ
Beyond that mountain,
ቤተክርስቲያን አለን
there's a church there.
እዛ ላይ አንድ ሽማግሌ አለና
There was an elder there,
እና
and it's a
የለምጻም ሰው
leper
ነው
colony.
እዛ በጣም ብዙ ሰዎች ድነው
And we
ነበር
had revivals there. Many people got
እኔ እዛ
saved.
ሄጄ ጉባኤ አካሂጄ ነበር
And over there, I had a conference over there too.
በዛን ጊዜ በጣም ብዙ ለምጻሞች ዳግመኛ ተወልደው ነበር
Back then, many people from the leper churches received the forgiveness of
እዛ እንደ
sins.
ጓደኛው ማሞች ነበርን
And I was friends with them at the leper
አንድ ላይ በላን
colonies. I ate with
አንድ ላይ
them
ጠጣን
and drank
አንድ ላይ
with
ተኛን
them and slept in the same rooms with them.
በኋላ ለምጻሞች እንደዚህ
And
አሉ
later on, the lepers said to me,
ፓስተር ፓርክ እርግጠኛ ነኝ እሱም ለምጻም ነው
Pastor Oksu Park, you must be a leper.
እዛ ፓስተር እውነቱን ተናገር
And they said to me, Pastor, be honest with us.
ምንድነው እውነቱ የምናገረው
Be honest with you about
እኛ
what?
ሁሉም እናውቃለን
We already know.
ምንድነው የምታውቁት
You know what?
እውነቱን ንገረን
Pastor, be honest. Tell us.
ምንም እናገር ነገር
I'm
የለኝም
hiding nothing from you.
አይ እኛ እናውቃለን
Pastor, we know already.
ምንድነው ንገሩኝ
What? What is it? Tell me. What do you mean?
ፓስተር አንተ ለምጻም ነው አይደል
Pastor, you're a leper, aren't you?
ገና አይደለሁም አልኩኝ
I said, not yet.
ከአንድ ዓመት በኋላ ነግራቸዋለሁ
I'll tell you in a year, I said.
ከዚህ 3 ዓመት እንደዚህ ሲያልፍ ነው
They
የሚታወቀው
said lepers, they will find out that they're lepers in 3 years. I tell them, I will tell you in 3
በዚህ ዓመት
years.
በኋላ ነግራቸዋለሁ
And it was
ከዛ
really good.
ጥሩ ነበር በጣም ብዙ ሰዎች ዳኑ
I had revivals at many leper colonies,
በተለይ በየወን ቤተክርስቲያን
especially at the Yeosu Eangwon Church revival.
ብዙ ተካሂዶ ነበረ
About 700-800 people came.
ሁሉም ሰው ድነው በጣም ደስተኞች ነበሩ
They all got saved. They were happy and joyous.
በጣም ደስተኞች ነበሩ
And we were so happy.
እውነትም ህይወታችን የሚሰጡ ሰዎች
And
ናቸው
truly, they wanted to give their lives to live for the Lord.
አንድ ቀን እኔ ተጉ ነበርኩ
And one day I was in Taegu.
እና አንዳንድ ሰዎች መጡ
And some people came over to my house.
እኛ ቤተክርስቲያን ችግር አለን
Oh, the pastor of my church has a problem.
እና እንደዚህ አልኳቸው
And I went and spoke to them.
ግን ሀሳባቸውን ተከትለው
But he followed his own thoughts.
ሀሳባቸውን መከተል የለባቸው ማመን የለባችሁም
Everyone, do not believe your thoughts.
የኔ ሐሳብ ጥሩ ነው ይላሉ።
For the most part, you think that you are fine.
መንፈሳዊ ህይወት መኖር ይችላሉ ትላላችሁ።
And think that you can live your spiritual life well.
ግን ማቴዎስ ወንጌል ምዕራፍ 21
But in Matthew 21, which I spoke about today,
የወይን ባለቤት ደኛ ነው።
the farmer of the vineyard is
ደስተኛ
us.
አንሆንም እንደዚህ ከኖርን።
Even though he got blessed and he's living so
እስቲ
happily.
በደንብ አንብቡ ግን
Read the book of Judges.
እና ህይወታችሁ
The
ከጨመረ
people of Israel, if they live well in the land of Canaan,
አምላክ ያመልካሉ።
immediately they serve Baal and Ashtaroth
ከዛ ችግር ያጋጥማቸዋል።
and other gods. And when they
ከዛ
suffer
ይቸገራሉ።
hardship, they cry, they pray,
ከዛ ከተያዙ ደግሞ እንደዛ ይቸገራሉ።
and then they're taken captive, they suffer,
ከዛ
and then they
ይመለስላቸዋል።
turn around,
ከዛ እግዚአብሔር
God blesses
ይባርካቸዋል።
them.
ከዛ እንደዛ ይኖራሉ።
And then they live,
ምን ያደርጋሉ?
and
ከዛ
again
ድጋሚ
they fall
ወደ
back
ኃጢአት
into
ይገባሉ።
evil.
እንደዛ
And it
ይመላለሳል
just repeats
ይመላለሳል።
again and again.
ሰው እንደዚህ ነው።
That's what humans are.
ስለዚህ
That's why
ራሳችን መካድ አለብን።
you have to deny yourself.
ለወደፊት ጥሩ አደርጋለሁ
I'm going to be good from now on.
ይሳካልኛል እንደዚህ ብላችሁ አታስቡ።
Don't believe that it's going to go well.
እግዚአብሔርን ብቻ ማመን ያስፈልጋል።
You have to believe only God.
በራሳችሁ ጥረት
Your
በራሳችሁ
determination.
ህይወት
Your
ምንም ነገር
decision.
አይሆንም።
It's nothing.
እነዚህ ገበሬዎች
The farmers of the vineyard here,
ብዙ ጸጋ አግኝተዋል።
they receive so much grace from
ጎበዝ
the
ይለው
owner,
ነበር።
and they try to be good, but
ገደሉ ልጆቹን
they killed the owner's son.
እና ያላሰብነው ነገር ነበር።
They're doing unimaginable things,
ከዛ በኋላ ላይ ይሞታሉ።
and they get destroyed.
ሰው እንደዚህ ነው።
So are we
ያንም ቢሆን
humans.
ግን
Even though that's how
ምን
we
ብለው ያስባሉ?
are. No, what did the farmers say?
ጥሩ ማድረግ አለብኝ።
They say, kids, be good to the
እኔ
owner.
ይሄ ሰው ጥሩ ሰው ነው
We
ለኛ
must be thankful to the owner. We have to be good to the owner.
ግን ይናገራሉ።
The wife would say,
አንተ እብድ ሰው ትመስል ነበር።
honey, you look like a crazy man.
እንደ ልጁ ጥሩ አድርግ ነው ብለህ ነበር።
You always tell the kids to be good to the owner. You know,
ለምንድን ነው እንደዚህ
you always
የምታደርገው?
tell them to be kind.
አንተ እብድ ሰው ነህ፣ እብድ ሰው
But
ትመስላለህ።
why did you act like that? You look like a crazy man yesterday, the wife said.
ሁላችን በሰይጣን ከታለልን
All of us, if we get deceived by
እብድ ሰው
Satan,
እንሆናለን።
we go crazy.
ልክ ልንሆን አንችልም።
We cannot be normal.
ያ ሰው መጥፎ ሰው ስለሆነ ነው።
Because that guy is
ያ ሰው
bad.
መጥፎ ሰው ነው።
Oh, that guy is bad.
ሰይጣን ከሰራ እንደዛ ይሆናል።
Yes, that guy, if Satan works on him, that's the case.
በራሳችን እውነትን ማመን የለብንም።
Truly, you must not trust
በተለይ እኔ
yourself.
ጎበዝ ነኝ ብላችሁ ማመን የለባችሁም።
Especially, do not trust that you can do well.
ምክንያቱም በዛ ውስጥ እንደምትገቡ ማወቅ
You have to know
አለባችሁ።
you could only fall into
በኃጢአት
evil.
ውስጥ መግባት ትችላላችሁ።
You can fall into sin at any time.
ሁሉም ነገር ለኢየሱስ አስረክባችሁ
Therefore, trust all things to Jesus.
ሀሳባችሁን መካድ ያስፈልጋል።
And you have to deny your thoughts.
የኢየሱስን ቃል ብቻ ነው መከተል
And follow
ያለባችሁ።
only the words of
ብዙ
Jesus.
የሚወድቁ በጣም ብዙ ሰዎችን አይቻለሁ።
I've seen so
እንደዛ
many people who
ይወድቃሉ።
receive the forgiveness of sins and corrupt it,
የቤተክርስቲያን
go
ይከለክላሉ።
against the church, speak
በጣም
against the
ማሰብ
church, and
እስከመቻል
block the
ድረስ
church, and things that you could never imagine.
ሁላችሁም እንደዛ ልትሆኑ ትችላላችሁ።
That could happen to all of you as well
በራሳችሁ ካመናችሁ
if you trust yourself.
በራሳችሁ ማመን የለባችሁም።
Now, do not trust yourself.
መጽሐፍ ቅዱስን ብቻ የምታምኑ ሰዎች ከሆናችሁ
And when you have the faith to only believe the words of the Bible,
ልትባረኩ ትችላላችሁ።
you can be blessed by God
ለብዙ ዓመታት
for a long, long
አምላክን
time,
እያመለካችሁ
serving the Lord.
ለወንጌል እንድትኖሩ እመኛለሁ።
I hope that you will live for the gospel.
እንደኔ የነበሩ አገልጋዮች
Among the preachers who were with me,
በጣም ጥሩ ሰዎች
people who were really good,
ሲወድቁ አይቻለሁ።
corrupt. I saw them corrupting many times.
እኔም እንደዛ ልሆን እችላለሁ።
I too can corrupt at any time,
ልሳሳት
and
እችላለሁ።
I can go wrong.
በራሳችሁ ማመን
Do
የለባችሁ።
not trust yourself.
ቃል ብቻ አመኑ።
Trust only the word.
እንደዚህ ካደረኩ ይሆናለሁ።
Or if I become determined, I can do it. If I do well, I can do it.
በራሳችሁ አይሆንም።
Absolutely not.
ስለዚህም
That's why
ሀሳባችሁን ሁሉ ጥላችሁ
throw away all your
እግዚአብሔርን
thoughts,
ብቻ ማመን ያስፈልጋል።
and you have to only believe God.
ትክክለኛ መንፈሳዊ ህይወት ለመኖር
Then you can have true spiritual life.
እንጸልይ።
Let us pray.
እግዚአብሔር አምላክ ሆይ
Father God,
በመጽሐፍ ቅዱስ አማካኝነት
through the Bible,
ምን አይነት ሰዎች እንደሆንን አሳይተሃል።
you have clearly shown us our image.
የወይን ጠጅ ገበሬው
The story of the
ሌላ
farmers of
ተረት
the
አይደለም፣
vineyard is
የራሳችን
about
ተረት
none
ነው።
other, but it's about us.
ጸጋን አግኝተናል፣
He received the grace of the
ተባርከናል፣
owner, and he was blessed.
ግን ልጁን
But
ገደልን።
he killed the
እኛም
owner's
እንደዚህ
son.
ልንሆን እንችላለን።
We could do that.
በራሳችን እንዳናምን
So let us not trust
በእግዚአብሔር እንድናምን
ourselves
እርዳን።
and have us only believe you, God.
በራሳችን ጥረት ሳይሆን
Let us not believe our determination
የማንረባ ሰዎች
and
እንደሆነ
will.
አስረዳን።
Let us realize how
እግዚአብሔር
useless we
እንደዚህ
are.
ሰዎች ነን።
Let us only be with you, God,
እያመለክን
so we could serve you, God,
የተባረከ ህይወት እንድንኖር እርዳን።
to live blessedly, Lord.
ሁሉንም ባርክልን።
We ask that you will bless us all.
አመሰግናለሁ።
We thank you.
በኢየሱስ ክርስቶስ
In the
ስም
name of Jesus we
ጸልይ።
pray.
አሜን።
Amen.
አመሰግናለሁ።
Thank you, everyone.